Okay.
So the key is you have to have a sleep test to distinguish between snoring and sleep apnea.
We're up now.
But sometimes they're both, right?
So you want me to shut
Hey,
off?
listen.
About 70% of the time snorers have apnea.
Yeah. So listen.
We're up.
Oh, we're up. Okay.
I can put
we
you
need
off.
to.
Here, I'll put it off.
Okay.
Just every day when you use your Lowe's business credit card. See the Lowe's Pro Desk for more details. Hitachi offer valid through 4/30. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
I've known the owner of Fix-It 24/7 for more than 30 years, and I can tell you he's dedicated to the very best service at the very best price. Fix-It 24/7 are licensed plumbers and HVAC techs, experienced, background checked, drug screened, and you can get them in your home for just $39 to diagnose any problem you have. You know it won't cost you more than $39 to get a complete, honest estimate of all the work needed. And if you have the work done, they'll waive the $39. Fix-It 24/7 gives complete upfront pricing before work begins, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and it's just $39. They'll treat your home as their own. You won't find better services for better prices anywhere. So if you have any problems, no heat, give them a call. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Looking for ways to save on your Medicare Part D copays? Great news! Now all Denver area Rite Aid stores feature a Walgreens pharmacy. Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. Bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens, and now Rite Aid featuring a Walgreens pharmacy, is a preferred pharmacy with United Healthcare, Humana, and Cigna HealthSpring. Walgreens participates with other plans. See walgreens.com/Medicare for details.
Sheridan Auto Tech. Good people. And isn't that what you really want in an auto repair shop? So you get what you need when you need it, and you get it done right. Kevin Calkin, the owner, is honorable and will never sell you anything you don't need. He has thousands of loyal customers, been in business more than 20 years. 303-455-7242. Or visit him in 2 convenient locations. In Lakewood on Colfax just west of Wadsworth, or in Aurora on Havana just south of 6th Avenue. Sheridan Auto Tech.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's the buy one, get one free paint sale at Ace, our biggest paint sale of the year. Buy a gallon of our top paint brands and get the second free. And you know what else is free? Our help. With the Ace Extra Mile Promise, get everything you need to paint in one trip or deliveries free. Don't miss the buy one, get one free paint sale now through Monday only at Ace. Limit 2 free gallons of equal or lesser value. Prices may vary. Store stock only while supplies last. Delivery subject to availability. Visit acehardware.com for more details.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, Esther, Liberty Mutual just saved me $782 on insurance.
Liberty did what?
I know. It's a lot of money, right?
What'd you say?
Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Visit us online to get a quote.
What?
I said, visit us online to get a quote, and you can save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
Are you still talking?
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword MONEY to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's MONEY to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being right.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is the number. As you know, this is the only show of its kind anywhere and the longest-running radio show currently on the air with the same host, and I am so proud. If you had to sum up this radio show, you could say, you got to listen to this show. Because they help people. It's unbelievable. You got a problem? Call them. It's amazing. They get thousands of dollars for people. We are working on cases that we cannot divulge right now where we have solutions in the wind. It's so good.
I'm chomping at the bit when you say that.
We are now in league with law enforcement and district attorneys' offices where we are actually getting some traction. We want to bring these guys to justice. Here's the deal. It's not just good enough. Not good enough to say it's a civil case, go to court. I'm so tired of this. I am tired of you lying, thieving contractors, taking money up front and doing nothing in return. We take these cases every single day. And we're doing something about it. There's something called the Contractors Trust Act, and we need to start enforcing it. We don't need more laws. We just have to enforce what's there. Now, that's not the only problem we deal with here. We deal with every transaction known to man. If it's a transaction, we do it, period. And that means person to person. That's it. We handle it. If you have a problem, a question, or a complaint, call us, 303-MARTINO 24/7. Leave a message, or you're routed to the show, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And our studio number, when we're here, you can call direct, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I've been doing this 40 years. 40 years in Denver alone, not to mention elsewhere. That means we are equipped. We have a team, and we're lean and mean and ready to go for you. It's free. It's complimentary. It is supported by fine sponsors. Oh, that's another hook. We can't do this without some kind of support. So our sponsorship, we hold them to a very high standard at referralist.com and on this radio show. So if you ever have a problem with them, you can call us. There's nowhere else to call when you see a commercial or hear an ad. With us, we take responsibility not just for the content of the show, but the content of our advertisers who are approved here. 303-713-TALK. We have a guest today I'm going to introduce in a minute, and this guest is someone who I'm just so fascinated with this, and we have to encourage more and more people because it will save lives. Welcome to the show. Let's go. Ed, what's on your mind? Our number, 303-713-TALK. Again, just tell people, listen, and you'll learn. Ed, you want to talk about the motel business. What's going on, sir?
Good morning, Tom.
Hi.
Long-time listener.
Well, thank you.
And admirer. Thought I'd never be a caller, though.
What's going on?
My wife and I own a small motel in Douglas, Arizona.
Okay.
And occasionally we have to do an eviction.
Yes. Now, motel eviction is different than apartment eviction. And, of course, Arizona has different laws than Colorado. So what's going on?
Well, we had an eviction we had to do on this, and it's a simple process. So you go through the court, and the court hears the reasons why, and in this case, it would be unpaid rent.
Yes. Now, is it in Arizona, is it different than doing an apartment in Arizona? Is a motel...
According to the laws. I couldn't find any difference according to the laws.
Well, okay, but what's considered your lease period? If they go to a motel, do you rent by the week, by the month, by the night, or all of the above?
All of the above.
So if someone rents for a week, that is your lease period.
Correct.
Okay, so go ahead. What's going wrong? What's going right or wrong? How can we help you?
Well, the court granted the eviction in the amount of $2,097 for the motel, and according to what the directions were from the judge, he said that I should hand the eviction paperwork that he gave me to the sheriff's department.
Right, and then they do what's called they hold the peace, or stand by. That's all they do. They watch. They watch. That's all they do, and they're not required by law.
Right, but they were supposed to make sure that the room gets emptied.
No, they don't. No, actually, they have nothing to do with the eviction. They just stand by.
They're there to simply make sure nothing goes down.
They don't have to inspect an apartment, a motel, nothing. That responsibility never is that on them. Well, go with your claim, and let's see if we have something. What are you gonna complain about? What's going on?
Well, the fact is that they didn't ask the people to do anything other than step out of the room.
No, wait a minute.
And that's what
the sheriff's department was there. Yes. Who did the eviction?
The sheriff's department.
They moved the stuff out?
No.
Okay, who did the eviction?
The sheriff's department.
Who moved the stuff? That is the eviction. Who moved it?
The tenants.
Okay, there was no personal property then?
Yes, all the tenants' personal property.
Okay, sometimes you hire an independent company. Let me just explain it. I don't want to play games. Okay, here's what happens. You have the renter, you have the landlord, you have the peacekeeper. The peacekeeper can be the sheriff's department, does not have to be. You don't even need a peacekeeper. But then you have a tenant and you have the landlord. the tenant has personal property. If the tenant voluntarily evicts and leaves and takes their stuff, everything's cool. If not, if they don't have a mover arranged, if they don't have trucks, if they have a lot of stuff, the owner is allowed to go in with the help of a company, not the sheriff's department, not the peacekeeper. They just peacekeep. That's all they do. The other people go in and move the stuff out to the public property, and then it's left there. That's all you have to do. That's your only responsibility. Then the sheriff's department leaves. So what went wrong?
Well, the sheriffs were asked by the court
to do what?
By the judge to just vacate the room and issue a non-trespass warrant.
Absolutely not. The sheriff's department will not empty the room. They will go there and tell them to leave. They will not empty the room.
No, they didn't empty the. I'm not talking about the. I'm just talking about what led up to this.
Okay, so the sheriff's department knocks on the door and says, the sheriff's department knocks on the door and says, you have to leave now, right?
Correct.
Okay, then what happened?
For the people, and they're supposed to be, we're supposed to lock the door behind the people.
That's right.
And they get given a non-trespass warrant.
Right. That's right. All of that's right. What happened?
It didn't go like that.
What happened? What went wrong?
The sheriffs allowed these people to remove all their belongings, and they shouldn't have done that.
That is, Ed, you have no idea what you're talking about. They are allowed to remove their belongings. I have no idea what you're talking about. They are allowed to leave with all of their personal property.
That's not correct.
Well, it is correct, so we disagree. So call someone that agrees with you. Now, excuse me, if you have a lien on the personal property, that's different. Did the court give you a lien?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then with a lien on the personal property, they're supposed to leave it. That goes under storage laws. There are storage laws where you have a lien on personal property. Are you sure the court granted you a lien on personal property? That's very rare in an eviction.
Statute ARS 33951 states the motel has a lien on all belongings brought into the premises.
Got it. So you wanted to keep that stuff so you could sell it toward the bill. Gotcha. But the sheriff's department allowed them to take it. I'm not sure that the sheriff's department's role, I'm not sure, was to keep that stuff in there. I'll tell you why. It's very rare that landlords in Colorado get liens on personal property. Okay? Now, motel owners may. Storage owners always do. But it's rare that you get one. So I'm not sure if the sheriff's department did something wrong or not. Did you ask the sheriff's department what the rule is? They'll tell you the truth. They're not going to lie to you. Did you ask the uppers? Did your guys err in letting them take the stuff? What did they say?
I sent letters and got no response whatsoever.
When was this eviction, Ed?
The eviction happened on January 19th this year.
Okay, here's what we have to ask. Is it the sheriff's responsibility to make sure they leave the property, the personal property in the premises? I don't know. I don't know. See, it could be that it was your responsibility. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know.
And if they screwed up, I mean, what else can you do? They're going to say governmental immunity.
Ed, what did they have that you think would have been valuable enough to pay toward your debt? What did they have? Because usually personal property is crap. What did they have?
They had several of their own cell phones. They had all their personal items.
But what did they have of value? I mean, let's talk about real damages. If truly you had all of that stuff, what is it worth, truly? Or are you saying it's not so much the value, but the pressure you could put on them to pay you? I don't know. Which one are you going for?
I'm going for the value because they had a lot of personal things. They had not paid their rent.
Well, give me an idea. Because, for example, did they have a TV? Worth nothing. Cell phones, $50 a piece. It doesn't matter. If it's an iPhone, maybe $150.
They took the TV from the motel, their TV, the motel TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
They took a lot of the motel property.
Where are these? Well, that's a crime. Where are the people?
I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't follow them to They left the property in a truck that they called, and the sheriffs just stood by and watched them go.
So does the sheriff's department have responsibility? That's really the basic question. We need to investigate this. We're going to call the PIO in Arizona. Okay? Daphne, you don't have to do that. You're answering the phones. We're going to call the PIO, find out what responsibility do they take in an eviction. I don't really know.
But even if they did screw up, who cares? What are they possibly going to do? Sue the sheriff's department for a TV?
Did you hear Mark answer him? What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I'm lost.
In other words, what do you want to do? Do you want to sue the sheriff's department?
I would like to
it's not going to happen.
Some answer to this for my own personal property that was lost.
You have insurance, right?
Not that covers that, no.
How much personal property was taken from the motel?
About $540.
Okay. It's going to cost them way more than that to even attempt to sue a sheriff's department. You got to ask permission. It's going to cost you thousands to sue them for arguably $500.
So hang on. You know, we have a guest today I'm going to introduce in a little while, but it's related to this one. They're not the same company, but Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Of course, Dr. Kent Lawson does the new orthodontics. My kids are on that now for straightening their teeth from a very early age. They use mouthpieces. They don't crack palates anymore. They don't do extractions. They widen the palate gradually. Using nighttime mouth guards, and it's amazing. Their teeth are becoming straight, and then they're less time in braces, and their jaw becomes aligned. It avoids future problems. I love it. It's called the new orthodontics, and if you have children and you're thinking about braces, think about the new orthodontics. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Now, the kids part is called NEO, New Early Orthodontics. They're at the Lincoln Light Rail Station in Lone Tree. Give them a call. It's an amazing process, and how he does it is it's a small monthly fee, and I mean this. That's it. You just pay by the month from beginning to end. No big down payment, no big payment at the end. And it's less time in braces, cheaper than normal orthodontics, and it's better. It's wonderful. 303-690-0400. 303-690-0400. NEO, New Early Orthodontics.
So the thing I'm going to have to check on, Tom, is there any temporary FDA-approved appliances to treat sleep? That's what I'm really going to have to check on. I don't know.
Because it's, here's the thing. I have no doubt the process you're doing is proper and needed. Insurance pays for it.
Let me look at my oil stock you told me about.
Right.
What was it? Yes.
But listen,
I forgot where I bought it, though.
Right.
My 72.
But I'm saying I forgot what account I bought.
I'll look at
I'm moving another account there. Why do you like Schwab better?
I'm thinking.
I mean, as far as you go to, can you go talk to somebody Ameritrade?
I do all the time, yeah.
You go there?
It's right down the road.
Oh, really? Okay. So your personal account guy. Okay.
I don't use him personally.
Though I do got Ameritrade.
He's always trying to put me in stuff, though.
It doesn't snap in tight.
And you're right. I don't really use people for them, but it's just he's there.
I remember thinking, God, why do I care?
If you wanted to make money, if you walked in there and said, I got 150 grand that I want to make 3 or 4%, do they have any guaranteed shit for you?
No, you say guaranteed.
I don't.
Yeah, they got guaranteed stuff.
Yeah, but is it at 3 or 4% yet? I'm trying to think to do something like that.
I'm sorry, the guaranteed stuff will never go down.
You're almost dreaming you're dead by you try to wake up.
Your body's telling you, wake up.
It truly is.
What is it?
There's many companies that got that. Heart attack or stroke. It'll never go down.
You look at a sleep study with somebody having apnea,
and if it does, they take it. That's kind of their fee.
That's how they put it in there. So some blood pressure is how they structure it.
Some people like their heart attack.
It sounds good.
Leads to cardiovascular.
Before my dad died, he was stressed on the horse or whatever.
It's funny how your dreams correspond to the apnea. You might dream you can't breathe. And it's a frightening thing. I mean, people that don't have it don't understand.
I would say
terrified.
Look at the dividend, like AT&T.
They're all
Yeah, but if he wants to liquid, well, what is their dividend right now?
I never knew what it was.
His release on this thing?
When somebody told me,
Yeah.
you have a
Or
study,
just
and I had to
impossible.
study,
What do you mean?
and had to study
Hotel owner.
God
Oh, yeah.
almighty,
Well,
I was released my whole life.
His relief.
Oh, yeah.
To do anything about it? Oh, just impossible.
Right, well, he should, but he did try
So,
to,
yeah, I'll have to
he
check
was
on the-
thinking the sheriff
the
would
thing
be
is
much
they
to
just
on
signed
hand
temporary
himself,
plans.
and he should have been out there.
And you know what? He was out there. He said he was.
No,
They
he
take
went back,
sleep
nobody
so
saw
well.
the TV comes
And
out.
that can actually set
It's pretty hard to miss
Now
the
you're not
TV.
He said he
waking up.
videotaped the TV. I don't know.
Then he's an idiot.
And he's overstating the value guarantee.
Well,
Judge
anyway,
Scalia
I told him to
had
go
his
back to the judge
his
because they
staff was
could
by
be
his
found in
badge,
contempt.
The shell is making 6%.
Shit. I remember my
So,
dad's birthday.
he just doesn't have much.
Shell
There's
is
a
making
lot of people
6%.
that have diagnosed
Dividend.
not through the couple from heart attacks or strokes.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I have severe asthma. I have one worse.
Shell's making what?
I stop 33 times an hour. Every minute,
18,
25
25
minutes and a half, 2 minutes.
BP, that's because it's down a little bit here.
This motel owner, do you have sleep apnea? No, my wife doesn't. She's on.
Hold on, Dad. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
You want to sing happy birthday song?
I want to
No,
tell,
I need
I
to
wanted
know.
to tell Suzanne she's not there. Clint does not have sleep apnea.
You sure? Clint?
One condition we
How do you
found,
know that?
he does not have.
Do you
Have you had a
snore?
sleep study?
Do you snore?
No,
Oh, hold on.
No,
Have you had a sleep study?
No, I haven't had a
Hey,
sleep-
become...
Wait a minute. Do you ever wake startled, short breath? No.
I can't sleep. One
Do you
reason
ever have a
too.
nightmare you're dying or can't breathe?
No. I can't sleep on my back at all because of my back surgeries. So because I sleep on my side,
Daphne?
that's why I don't think I snore.
Become the banker's going to be calling in. Make sure
We
you
make
put them up.
excuses, too.
His dog died just
I saw that.
Tom, real quick, this motel owner, I had something kind of like this happen one time with some deputies who were sick, and they went back to the judge, and they found the deputies in contempt.
Okay,
God,
let's
almost.
That might be his only relief.
Let's call Arizona.
Yeah, Cochise County.
I'd like to find out what
was your dad's
they
birthday?
had.
He claims he videotaped him carrying the TV out. I don't
All right,
think
so
he
you
did.
knew
I
fucking-
cannot scream.
course,
That's
right.
I knew my wife would know
You
it.
don't.
Find that out.
Dude, if Suzanne wasn't too,
Hold on, guys, I'm on.
I'd never remember.
Hear that, Suzanne?
John Fuller, Law,
She knows that.
a personal injury attorney. And here's the deal about personal injury. You don't even know what to do. You don't even know if you have it. You don't know where to go. So just remember the name John Fuller. If there's an injury, give it to someone. He can evaluate the circumstances, the case, and tell you, first of all, is there even a case? And is it worth pursuing? Are there things you can do on your own? These are the questions you have. And John Fuller will happily answer your questions free of charge. You know, many of my sponsors have gone to the model of free advocate information. They want to be your advocate. John Fuller will talk to you. He won't charge you. He'll walk you through all of your steps. It's complimentary. If you need to hire an attorney and you hire John, you only pay him if he collects, and that's a percentage of what he collects. That's 303-597-4500. Just call with no pressure if you have any questions when it comes to personal injury. So many people do. Whether it's a motor vehicle, a slip and fall, a machine hurt you, something exploded, 303-597-4500, personalinjuryco.com. So, let's talk. If you are evicting someone and you're the owner, what does the sheriff's department do? They just stand by. In Colorado, they're mostly just peacekeepers. Now, Ed was upset that the Arizona sheriff's deputy, Cochise County, watched them take their stuff out when they should have kept them from removing stuff because there was a lien on the personal property. I'm not sure in a civil case like an eviction that sheriff's departments are charged with that. I'm not sure. We will figure it out. 303-713-8255. Now, we have a guest today I want to talk about. This is very important. And we do have lines open. You can get right through. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. If someone lied to you, cheated you, especially if you paid money and right now you're wondering, am I ever going to get the work done? Or they suddenly stopped working. People, we are going to war against these scumbag contractors. You can read more about some of them at sleazebrigade.com.
Like Anders.
Dave Anders, a crook, in my opinion, a liar and a cheater and a crook. And yeah, trust me, he's responding now, but we'll get into that later. My guest today, in addition to everything else, we're going to weave in this topic, Dr. Kevin Berry. He's with TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado. They do basically treatment for sleep apnea. Now, they treat TMJ, but sleep apnea is the big deal. Sleep apnea. I have a mouth device. I never wore a CPAP machine. I called them C-crap machines. I had a sleep study. I have severe apnea. And I used to wake up startled, have a nightmare I couldn't breathe, I'm drowning, or whatever. Like I'm dying almost. Like, oh, I gotta get up. And I would scream waking up. If you have any of these, or you just wake up tired, it can keep you from getting a good night's sleep. So many people have apnea and don't even know it. These sleep studies now, you don't have to go to these labs with these wires all over you. And it's terrible, sleep labs, terrible. Now you wear a tiny little thing on your fingertip and a little thing in your nose. I mean, and you go to sleep. That's it. It doesn't matter if you toss or turn or whatever. You can get up and use the restroom, whatever. It will calculate your sleep and your interruptions. And then you send it away. It's an overnight study. You send it away, and a doctor will diagnose if you have apnea or not. It's that easy. And then once if you have apnea, this is where Dr. Berry comes in. He's a sleep dentist. Dr. Berry, do they call you to get the sleep test?
I can refer to...
Or do they go somewhere else?
They can come directly to me, and I can refer them directly to the sleep lab, so they don't have to go anywhere else.
Right, so one number, in other words.
One number.
Okay, so they call you. Do they come and pick up the test then, or is it mailed to them?
It is sent to them after I do an initial exam.
Get really close to the mic. You don't have to move in. Just pull the mic to you. Yeah, make it comfortable for you. Okay, so do they ship it to you?
No, once I see the patient, I order the study. The sleep lab sends it directly to the patient or drops it off at their door.
So they put this on. It's so easy. And overnight, then they mail it back?
Yes, they either mail it back or the sleep lab picks it up directly from them.
And then how long does it take to get results?
Usually 3 to 7 days before we get the study back.
And if the doctor says they have an apnea?
Yes, once the doctor diagnoses them with apnea, we get a letter from their family physician or treating physician, and we can do an oral appliance to treat their sleep apnea.
Does it have to be a family physician? Can it be someone else?
No, it can be any physician that's a treating physician of record of them.
They just have to have a doctor say, you need an apnea device.
Right. We have to have a physician involved in the treatment.
How do you know if they need a CPAP machine or not? So, because you said that the mouthpiece is good for most of them.
First line of defense is the CPAP for severe apnea.
For severe
apnea, that's any time over 30 events an hour that they stop breathing. Mild to moderate oral appliance is just as effective as a CPAP, but in reality, it's more effective because the patients
use it.
They use it. They wear it. They're more compliant with it.
So you fit them with this mouthpiece.
Yes.
And have it made.
Yes.
Does it need adjustment over the time?
Yes, I see the patients every 3 weeks for about 90 days, and then we order a follow-up sleep study to make sure that they're effectively treated by the appliance.
But how do they know if it's working?
You wear one. How do you know? You wake up feeling refreshed.
I guess I don't wake up startled anymore.
Right. You wake up refreshed.
But I did notice though. Every once in a while, I am having an event where I wake up and I wasn't breathing, or so why would that happen after wearing this a while?
It has to do, it can be any number of events. It could be recent weight gain. It could be age. The appliances need adjusted.
So what the appliance does is it keeps the airway open by not allowing your jaw to sink back?
Right. So the obstruction of the airway is the bottom jaw falling back and the tongue occluding the airway. This device gently pulls the jaw forward and keeps the airway open.
Can it hurt your bite and your mouth?
Hurt your bite versus change your bite.
Change it is what I mean. Can it change your bite?
It can alter your bite, but we also make what's called a morning repositioner.
And I never use it.
Right. They're just repositions the bite back to normal.
Do you have to use that?
If you're only if you want to.
I mean, will my bite change over time?
Not everyone's does. A very small percentage, I'd say 10 to 15% have a bite change.
If anyone has any questions, this is a very, very important topic. If anyone has any questions. So, Ed, we're going to disconnect Ed until we get answers from the Arizona Sheriff's Department. Ed is upset. We have a couple lines open. Mark, welcome to the show. What's happening, Mark?
Hi, Tom. Hi. I wasn't going to bother with this until it got even worse. Back on December 21st, I booked a seat on Frontier Airlines through justfly.com.
And what happened?
And, well, I read through all their declarations and fine print because I hadn't contacted my daughter in Florida before I was online to book this flight on Christmas Day for a week.
All right, so did you book it?
I booked it, having read all their details, which indicated it was refundable within 24 hours. Even if the airline said that it was a non-refund policy, they would refund it.
Within 24 hours?
Yes. So
okay, to make a long story short, hold on. Without, I called my daughter, she said this, I said this. Let's just get right to this. Did you want to cancel and they didn't cancel?
30 minutes later, I called them back.
And?
And I said, I want to cancel this.
And they wouldn't do it?
They said, no. They originally said, no, we can't do that because you didn't buy the $75 cancel insurance when you booked it. And I pulled up the website and I read this paragraph to the supervisor.
Read it to us.
I read it to him twice.
Hold on. I want to get the website. Daff, message us that website so during the break we can look at this. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I started something yesterday and we were so busy we never got through it. I wanted to know what people do for their pastime and activities. Do you have an RV? Do you have scuba gear? Do you rock climb? What do you do? And better yet, have you found any deals or secrets you want to share with us? Really, because this is the time of year people's attention starts turning to outdoors. Of course, in Colorado, we're outdoors all the time, snowmobiling and snowboarding and skiing. But just with the good weather, a bunch of other activities come up. I would love to hear from people with ideas for family fun, if you could help us out. I want to talk to Jordan now about Become the Banker. They're having their seminars. This is very important, okay? And this is why. I have not yet found one reason why you should not have an investment like this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is safe and conservative. You overfund life insurance, and it grows tax-free. Jordan, what can people learn at the seminars?
Yes, Tom. So what people can learn is really how money works. I mean, a lot of people are confused today on where it goes, and that's the problem. Is that
what do you mean? Like for example, what do I care though if a credit card company makes interest on me? What do you do about it?
What we do is we're able to show people how to redirect their money that's getting lost to credit card companies, to banks, and redirect it back to themselves through that life insurance policy. So on average, we can get people out of debt in 9 years or less, and that's including their mortgage.
So if I want to buy an appliance, truly, and I want to borrow for my own policy, and then I want to pay myself back with high interest on purpose to save more money, instead of paying that 12% to the credit card company, I can give it to myself. Okay, how long would it take truly? I'm looking at an appliance and I want to buy a washer or dryer combination. How do I do it?
Very simple. It's a one-page little signature saying, I authorize taking X amount of dollars for my life insurance policy, and they're going to ask how fast do you want it. Do you want it overnight? Do you want to deposit it into your checking accounts?
And it can be wired in.
Wired in. That simple.
And then when you buy it, then you pay it back.
Exactly, and ideally, just like you said, if you could pay it back at the same interest rate you were going to get charged elsewhere, you get to make all that money, like that 12% example you're using.
Right, you make the spread because you pay a little back to the insurance company.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay, and I see nothing wrong with this because at the end when you borrow, you don't pay tax on it ultimately, ever.
Right, and that's the beauty of it. And this is why people, if they can self-finance their purchases throughout their life, come retirement time, they're going to have a tax-free nest egg that they can take tax-free paychecks for life.
Okay, if you want to learn more about this, becomethebanker.org. And again, I mean this sincerely. If you can come up with legit feedback on this, we have read every single one of them, and I want you to try to shoot holes in it. I do. becomethebanker.org. If you want to see my video, it's becomethebanker.info, 303-779-6600. Now, a word about this. When we talk about Become the Banker, when I talk about TMJ, when I talk about personal injury, when I talk about the motel in Arizona, you know, it might be a call, it might be a sponsor. We meld all of the information together. If you listen, you will learn from each and every part of this show.
They have 2 spots today, Become the Banker. Does Become have 2 spots today? I want to hear.
No, today's her call-in.
Thank you.
Instead of them coming in the studio, we did that, remember?
Okay, then I'll give you.
I also have a digital scanner so that they give you crap in your mouth anymore.
Wait a minute. You can literally get a mouth. Is that accurate?
Yes. It's 100%.
Come on.
3D scan. I mail it to the lab. They put a 3D model. They make the appliance, send it back.
That is astounding. You can mold it that close.
Oh, it's
and it'll snap on.
It's 100%.
Did you hear that? To make a molded mouthpiece, you don't have to make a bite anymore. They have a digital scanner that can accurately make one.
That's cool.
Now that's like almost impossible.
Right, so you're fine.
Now wait a minute, guys. We have rocket ships that take off, and then the rockets come back and land on the same pad. That's incredible.
Listen.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
saying that rocket damn thing is unbelievable.
It's not a big deal, you're saying?
When I first saw that Elon Musk one do that, I swear to God, I thought they just ran the video backwards. That's how crazy it was.
What is that?
Those stupid rockets that land themselves.
So they say they have 2 spots. I don't care. I'm going to give them a plug anyway, 1245.
Who said
I'm
that?
going to do as part of the show.
You know the log's never right, so...
Become the Banker.
Oh, yeah.
They said they're
log's
going
never right?
Did you tell them we had 2 spots?
Because
we're just giving because they're not being a guest.
That's right.
Okay, that's fine with me.
It's a guest spot.
Okay.
Plus, they're probably running spots anyhow.
Right. Oh, I don't mind at all.
No, but I'd rather do that than all the time here.
What are you saying?
It's like Dan. I can only take them in bits and pieces.
And I hope you understand this. If people would just get this through their head, the idea of having people in the studio is not to constantly talk about what they do, because the audience would drop off. The idea is to make you a person.
Interject you in the conversation.
Any conversation. You'd be honest to God surprised that if they like you, and if you become a person, they're going to remember you when it comes to other things. And that helps people more than anything. Now, that doesn't mean we don't talk about apnea, but we will talk about other things as well. So how long have you been a dentist, by the way?
18 years.
And then when did you switch into sleep?
Slipped into TMJ therapy 12 years ago, and sleep about 8 years ago. Sleep and TMJ combined. But you can't treat one without the other. So like the other practice that you were involved with, just did the apnea. You can't do just apnea. You have to be able to manage that.
What other? Oh, the one that we first did.
Yeah,
the
male the RADs.
Yeah, they were so disorganized. All they in and out, but I like the idea that they tried to streamline it, but they did not streamline it.
Right. Well, and their streamline, it was still a Somnomed, so it wasn't the chair side, it was a custom without it. There's still a custom appliance. They just tried to streamline it.
They tried.
Right.
And, well, no, they didn't treat it.
And if you're still waking up with some episodes, you probably need your appliance advanced. You never had it advanced.
Listen, I'm going to test something.
Do you think it will, though? I mean, you just said the big...
I don't know.
But I think
they're killing it.
Start from scratch and have you.
Every dollar they make,
but really, the problem, the only reason they're not killing it is because
the
Saudis are pumping the fucking shit out of it.
I I literally, in my dream, I'm saying, I gotta wake up.
It's, I mean, there's too much goddamn supply right now.
My wife
I really
But
don't.
there's also
I
many
can't
countries
explain
like
it to you.
Venezuela.
In my
They're
dream, I'm
dropping
thinking I'm dying.
100,000 barrels a day every
She said
month.
she's always felt like she's falling, and she
And
jumped.
That's a little
years for
different,
them to
maybe.
get back
I mean,
to
I
where they
literally can't breathe. Or I think I can. And then once I
And
wake up,
the
I
size came out. This is down the
and
middle.
my heart's beating
Saying that
faster.
to keep this up, they got to invest in the
That
next 20
anxiety
years
level is so high.
over
They have to
25
drug them down
trillion
from that because the anxiety of not being able to breathe is such
into
a
the,
basic.
to keep everything.
Well, they're going to have to.
It's a fight or
25
flight.
trillion.
But what else are they going to do?
Survival.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of money.
My
It's a
ex-wife,
few
That's
dollars.
not
That ain't chump change.
they were talking about how
We're not talking lunch.
We would have to have bomb out for another 10 years to spend 25 trillion.
Have you heard from Suzanne?
She's on her way.
Okay, good, because I don't have my cell phone and I can't line up all of these calls without it.
You want to borrow mine?
No.
You don't have your cell phone?
I left it at home and I didn't realize it till we were on our way up here. But it's okay.
You need a tile.
You need a tile. You need an Apple Watch.
Tom Martino here.
If you were stupid over the weekend and drank to St. Patty's Day, you're probably wondering who you call for a DUI attorney. Listen, I don't want to make light of DUIs, but Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and that's much of what he does, Joe Lazzara. I'm just going to leave it like that. But I want to tell you, it's impossible to calculate what you drink. Now, I have investigated handheld devices. Again, I tell you, we're going to learn it in everything we do here on the show. So, there are handheld devices that you can buy that work. They really work. And all you have to do is go and look at the reviews because they're on there, and it's better than nothing. In fact, it's going to be safe for you. One thing it won't do, it'll give you a false positive, if anything. It's not going to under-register, so they're good to have. Then you breathe in that thing, it'll tell you your blood alcohol. But it's better to get a designated driver or use Uber or Lyft. If you need Joe Lazzara, he's not going to judge you. He's going to help you to get through the system. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200, Joe Lazzara. Let's keep talking. What's on your mind? We have our sleep apnea expert here, and the mouthpieces that they wear now are so much more beneficial than breathing machines. If you need any information, give us a call. Now, Mark said he bought this JustFly.com. He booked a flight. 30 minutes later, called. They said you can't cancel because you don't have the travel insurance. And did it mention that you needed the travel insurance on this site? We're looking.
No. Here's what happened, and let me give you the basics of this real quickly. When I called them back and I said I needed to cancel, they said I couldn't because I didn't purchase the $99 cancellation thing. But he said, in light of your situation, if you pay it now, we'll let you take a credit from Frontier because Frontier doesn't cancel reservations within 7 days, in 24 hours.
Anyway, so what happened? What did you do?
So I said, fine. I put a separate transaction on my card for the $99.
So now they got you for another $99?
Yes. So then I got the credit from Frontier.
How much credit?
Booking. Well, they told me initially $388.
What were your tickets? $388?
$413 or $420 something because I had a seat assignment I paid for and a carry-on I paid for.
Oh, what a cluster. Anyway, so what ended up happening?
So anyway, I had 90 days to book and 1 year to fly. So on the 14th, last week, I called up just to figure out what the protocol was and do a booking to Tampa.
Yeah, with your credit.
The guy told me, right. So the guy said, here's how this works. And he ran me through the whole thing, $388.
Now, by the way, I need to ask you something, Mark. This credit from Frontier, could you go direct to Frontier and use it, or was it something you only got through them?
That's what I had to find out. And this Robert fellow I spoke with at Frontier, and the guy, nobody speaks English as their first language at JustFly. So I worked through it as best I could. But he said, no, you can call with your confirmation code that you had originally, and they will apply the credit from Frontier directly. They originally told me I had to fly Monday to Monday like I booked, and they said I also had to fly.
All right, what went wrong? Let's get to that part so we can help you.
Well, I called yesterday because the deadline was today.
And
I got on the website and I booked a flight to Tampa. And the Tampa flight was $190 plus the other crap for the seat and, and luggage. And I was concerned about what about the other $180 of credit?
Right.
So while I was online, I called.
By the way, were you able to at least use the 190?
Well, that's the wrinkle. I called up and I told them, do I get this? Is this lost? Is this forfeited, or do I have 180 credit? He said, no, it gets forfeited. I said, fine. Well, then I'm booking this to Tampa, and he indicated that I only had a $286 credit.
But what difference does it make if you only needed 190?
Well, because I could only go one way. On this credit.
Okay, gotcha.
So the original ticket was round trip on Christmas Day. So as it turned out, he said, you know, it was a $99 charge for the cancellation fee. And I said to the guy, I already paid this in December.
Oh, God, this is Mark, listen, Mark, hold on. There really is useless going on because these guys are rip-offs. They're offshore. They're offshore. They're not going to do anything. Really, I mean, I just have to be honest with you, Mark. They're not going to do anything.
No, I'm with you.
Okay, so here's the good part. You did it on a credit card, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, then please just contest it on your credit card. Any good credit card company, you just call it a rip-off. They lied to you. It is fraud. Now, speaking of fraud, Dean has a credit card fraud we can talk about. But, Mark, I'm serious. You need to contest it online on your credit card. Don't even waste your time. Any money that you feel you have coming, I would contest the entire thing with Just Fly. And here's the good news with these fly-by-night companies. You hold on, and I'm going to tell you the good news. Remind me, because this is something that I have found about credit card contesting, Mark. Hold on. You definitely want to hear this. And anyone thinking of contesting is going to want to hear this. Another thing you want to hear is Fix It 24/7. They're $39 at your house special. Now, this is different than your furnace check and clean. Listen to this. If you have any problems, whether it be plumbing or whether it be HVAC, you will get a licensed, bonded, insured tech to your home to find the problem. You know what? There is no mystery. It's going to be $39 to find it no matter how long it takes, and a full written, complete report of what it takes to fix. And if you decide to have it fixed, they credit you the $39. It's that simple. And if you don't think that's a value, it is, because they don't even make money coming for $39. Now, when you decide to have the work done, if you do, you can shop it around. But if you have them do the work and they refund that money, you're going to have the best value around because no one will match the equipment or the work for the same price. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Dan?
Yo.
Could you turn off the for just a second?
Off highway has northbound Santa Fe completely shut down under I-25. Southbound is open, but that crash is going to be in the cleanup stages for a while. Traffic is being detoured. If you can, just avoid that for now. Also, watch out for another crash off highway on northbound Broadway just south of Dartmouth and back out on the freeway system. The drive across town looking good. Watch out for some debris in the highway. Eastbound I-70 at Brighton Boulevard looks like it's in the right lane. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be partly sunny today. Nice, though, with a high near 62. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight with a low of 37. Right now, a few clouds above in Denver and 45. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they put you in a better position than you were in before. Ideal is the only lender that offers these things: credit optimization, which means they will work with you to optimize your credit. Even if you're approved, they can do small tweaks to your credit, like paying down a certain card or moving certain balances to get you better pricing. They also have pick your term term loan. You can pick any term you want, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, 18 years, 20 years, 30 years. If you've paid it down, you don't have to go all the way back to 30. They also have a rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of all lender fees, and they have pre-approvals, which is just like a cash offer. You are actually approved. All they're waiting for is an appraisal and written guarantees that your pricing will be a certain amount and it will not change. 303-867-7000. Closing in 3 weeks or less. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
They're also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Angmar Garage Door now offers the ultimate in security and accessibility for your garage door. With LiftMaster MyQ technology, you can receive an alert if your garage door has been left open. You can also monitor your garage door from anywhere in the world using your smartphone. Go to Angmar.com today and see the LiftMaster 8550 installed today and book an appointment online. Angmar, everything doors since 1956.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. You and your family can't lose another precious day to this horrible disease. If you or someone you know is abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue, anxiety, depression, or trauma related to substance abuse, please know you're not alone. There's help. Call the Raleigh House today. They've established a special number to address your concerns. 720-893-5559. That's 720-893-5559. The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program located here in Colorado. You'll speak to someone local about different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denials. Get the help you need. Some health insurance covers the cost. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. The Raleigh House.
And her aunt promised to send it to us. Fucking decided later not to send it to us. I mean, I was like,
so fucking stupid. Until we were coming up.
I know.
I don't know what you would do. I think you should.
I'd hang them in my like bar area.
Would you?
Suzanne will be
I've seen little bitty spoons like this.
And they hang in a little wood thing, and she had one for every stage.
Oh.
But like, you can go on fucking Craigslist and buy the whole set. It was just sentimental.
September was about when we finished her house. So that
because she literally went to each state and collected them. I mean, it's kind of like, over 80 years or whatever. You know what her grandmother did? You ready for this? They sold porn out of their house in Oklahoma. They were raided a few times. Back then, it was illegal to sell porn. Suzanne's grandfather and grandmother
sold porn.
Porn, like magazines. Back then, you know,
so
there's barely videos.
Hey, those are worth a lot of money now.
Oh, yeah. The only porn I think's worth any money would be the original Playboy with
Marilyn Monroe.
Yep, but at the time it wasn't Marilyn Monroe.
And was she really naked or topless back then?
When she, here's how the story went. It's crazy.
Didn't they only show top nudity?
Yeah, it's her butt. It's her butt and breast. But listen to this. This is before she ever did any movies hit Hollywood. She had these pictures done. The guy that took the pictures, okay, never got to sell them to anybody. No one wanted to buy them. All of a sudden, of course, he's seeing her on TV as this thing coming up in her first big movie, and then he sells the pictures for a ton of money. They were terrified. The studio was terrified it was going to screw everything up, but it didn't. In fact, it helped everything. That's a cool story.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Art of Granite will get you kitchen countertops, and they're direct stone importers. But you know what I love about Art of Granite? You can call right now with measurements, send them a photo. You'll get a price on the phone. How many places do that? No one likes quoting on the phone. Mitch Floria at Art of Granite will. So you call him, he gets you a price. If you like it, then you go get your wholesale countertop material, your custom edges, your sinks and cabinets at the Golden Showroom. The only thing that'll change is if you change something in there. Otherwise, the price is within $100 or so. 303-386-5919. They're open 6 days a week, closed Sundays. Artofgranite.net. Check them out. Small markups on the cabinets and direct stone importers for any kind of stone on your counters. They'll even do that, you know, what do they call? Solid surface of any kind. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. And the thing about granite, I want to tell you guys, this is the learning part on everything we do. When you buy slabs, and you're buying a particular slab, you must check it completely. They use fillers to make them completely flat. If there are tiny divots and stuff, check to see there are no fillers. You go from top to bottom on that slab and make sure there are no fillers. Now, the good news about online companies, do you want to know what it is, Mark? I told you the other day, when you contest on the credit card.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard, for example, if you go to Just Fly, do you know how hard it is to get these people on the phone? You can't get Apple on the phone. You can't get eBay on the phone. You can't get Google on the phone. You can't, and they're legit. And try getting Just Fly on the phone. Mark, now Just Fly has a phone number there, but here's the good part about these rip-off companies, especially the ones that are offshore. When you contest it on your credit card and you contest the whole amount, out-and-out fraud, here's what you say. You absolutely got nothing for what you paid. You don't have to give a long story, and when you do it, the good news and the part no one knows about, here's the deal. They will not respond. And a lack of response is an automatic win for you. You will win. You will get your money back. I can't believe you wasted your time trying to deal with these idiots. So here's all I need to know right now. All I need to know right now is, did you get any value whatsoever? Did you at least get that one way?
Yes, I did last night. But here's the backstory,
and
this is the final word.
Don't dispute the credit.
For me,
just, Mark, please, don't dispute the credit until after that flight. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, the takeaway for me is only going to be that I spoke with you. JustFly.com is now over the airways to 1 million people or more. And when I made this transaction December 21st, and I got this ration of garbage from the supervisor at JustFly, I immediately called my Visa company and explained to them what happened. And they came on and they said, we can't help you because $388 of your $435-something went to Frontier. They only charged you $99 for the cancellation fee.
Mark, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you go on your credit card statement, first of all, you never called to dispute a charge, ever. If you do, you're not going to win. And you want the automated process. Please trust me. You don't explain a story either. Don't explain a long story. Whoever billed you is where you contest it. If it's Frontier, you contest the amount you're not getting. If it's Just Fly, you go for the full 99. Just do that, okay? They will listen to you in the automated process. Do you know what I want in an auto repair shop?
People make a mistake and try to explain shit. These automated processes, people don't want anything except to get done with it. And they will just credit. It works all the time.
I'm sure they probably have somebody they have to close a day and they don't want.
Is there something we can do to spark something like a special? Just for something that we can do that would come out of their pocket. I don't know what. See, I don't know your business well enough to. What could we do for today while you're here? Say, if you call now or today, you will get, I don't know. What do people balk at initially?
Well, if they balk about the cost.
Well, the insurance you said covers it, right?
Not all of it, not 100%. My initial exam is $259, which includes you get a CT scan. I don't tell the patient it's a full CT scan. I say you get 2 X-rays and a 90-minute consultation.
That's a good price.
Yeah, CT's usually $1,000.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with that.
Right. I've been doing some Facebook stuff. Initial exam for $199 with the X-rays. So that's like $60 off. I don't know if you think you're doing it cheaper than that. $149 or.
It's not going to matter for that part. So I'm just trying to think.
Said did some free screenings for Facebook, and that was horrible.
No. Because you're going to get just people
free, and then they expect everything else free.
No, you just don't want that.
No. Right, and like I was telling you, the Denver Atme or the Good Sleep Dentist it directly links to my TMJ site. TMJ Sleep site.
Sounds like you're doing everything right.
Try.
They weren't doing it for fun in 2016. What it looks like is a
People that do have problems, I get them to the EMT facility and I help them get their CPAP taken care of too. I don't have anything to do with that.
First of all, you should make money on every part, and you should have a process where these things are into your benefit or something.
Yeah, they cut that with the drug companies years ago.
Because you're not allowed to make any money.
Drug companies were paying the physicians to use their drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Conflict of interest, so, yeah.
There's got to be somebody who follows it up for this.
Welcome center, message center. My account.
Oh, I'm going to run down there. Or we can try to put out Weasel over his folder.
We should do some Weasel stuff, Thomas.
Run down.
Yeah, if I could ever... I'm sorry, I never have a problem usually, but I can't read the thumb drive. I don't know why. If you could put that video on Dropbox, I would really love to have that. But
Well, give me the thumb drive back, and then I'll copy it over.
I'm sorry. Such a pain.
Dan, is that on that truck, that H4 shooting truck?
Yeah. And they're, like I said, they're not calling me back either. Pissing me off.
Yeah. ZZ Top's not calling you back?
ZZ Top, right. He's supposed to send me the bill that he gave him all that day.
Both the dad and the son both, to me, had communication problems.
Say the least.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't have to talk to him.
I talked to him briefly. I was trying to find out what he was trying to accomplish. He was going off two directions with that truck. I mean, he wanted to pull it up. You one or the other.
I know Excel Roofing, the way they do business, the ownership and the management, from the top down, they believe in excellence.
Yeah, Jim Weiss has got a hell of a business model. It works for him.
It does, man. It is the hell.
Give me the car, give me the vehicle, pay me up front.
Keep paying me.
And then just don't call me back.
Just, you know, you would think you'd get tired of hiding from people. You know.
Oh, I don't care. I really don't. I think he gave that up long ago because he feels the world's against him and he's the only one that's right.
He's right.
That's Excel Roofing. 303-764-400.
That part he is right.
Whether it be a repair or whether it be a major replacement.
I tell you what I'd like to do is go to one of his auto shows and just, because what he does is goes there, these auto shows, and he films the people and then interviews the, you know, if they got a fancy truck or whatever and stuff. Let's go do that.
I'll bring my truck.
They got one in L.A. coming up here, so let's go out there.
What is it?
We'll just have Troubleshooter pay us.
What is it?
A Weiss,
Jim Weiss?
Jim Weiss.
That would be funny if he was up doing
like in Las Vegas.
Yeah. That would be good, actually.
Yes, it would be absolute, and then come in there and say, hey,
hey, this guy ripped off so many people.
I'll bring my truck and do it in front of me, and I'll go.
Why don't you call them up and see what they'll do on a truck of yours and just see what he'll take it.
I got it back on the road again. I got the whole sound system back in it, but it won't play. It won't run AM.
Only this guy will want money up front before he'll do anything.
This isn't it. Why is it
not going to encourage that?
Unless you could write it in the contract that write some really fine print in there, come in there and take everything in the shop. Mark looked at his shop. It's good.
Fuck.
My truck.
He's got a lot of dough in that shop, man.
Got a tonneau. Leave somebody in there.
Oh, that's
Trojan truck.
The Trojan. That would be good. That would be good.
Although I don't want to face that guy shotgun. It's crazy.
I think people like that are...
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate...
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Century RV. If you're looking for an RV, Century RV, they have a new facility right here on 6th Avenue, just north of 6th, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. It's a 30,000 square foot indoor facility, CenturyRV.com. They're expanding from their Longmont facility. That's was really I-25 and 119, Highway 119 north of Denver, where they have a beautiful service department. Just remember, Century, as in the 100 mark, CenturyRV.com for the great deals on RVs. So, this is a consumer advocacy show where everything we do is to help you, and we help you any way we can. All you have to do is call, and that's where it starts. We have many people who have recently gotten ripped off by contractors who put money down and do nothing in return. Then we have bad auto repair shops. And then the other big thing are travel websites, believe it or not. And what we need to do is basically protect ourselves. Credit cards, in my opinion, the #1 way to protect yourself. Credit cards. You can contest things and not pay them. Now, many times they don't even respond, and you win. If they do respond, you can fight. But credit card companies are very fair. But there's something you need to know about credit card contesting. If you win, it doesn't mean you don't get to pay. It means you don't get to pay the credit card. Now, they can actually come after you separately for payment. You see, the credit card company isn't the judge and jury. They don't say whether you owe money or not. They simply say, hey, Mr. Merchant, you can't put it on his credit card. We agree with him. But then they can believe that you still owe them money and come after you in another way. So that's how credit cards work. We have a special guest today, Dr. Kevin Barry, with TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado, and he said, you need to treat sleep apnea to save your life, and you do. There are many people who die in their sleep or die from heart attacks or stroke or die prematurely, not necessarily at night, but they die because of this condition. This shortens lives as much as 10 and 20 years, according to statistics. But why the TMJ part? I don't know. Dr. Barry, why is it that with sleep apnea you talk about TMJ? Do people with TMJ have sleep apnea?
Yes, a lot of undiagnosed apnea exists in TMJ patients that have chronic facial pain, neck pain, jaw pain, because they're doing a lot of clenching and grinding of their teeth at night while they sleep because their airway's closing.
Well, what if someone treats the apnea without the TMJ?
You can try and treat the apnea, but a lot of times you'll flare up the TMJ component. You should have an x-ray of the jaw joint to make sure there's no issues such as osteoarthritis or any other malformations of the jaw before you try to position it forward to treat the apnea.
But what real treatment is there for TMJ? Let's just talk about TMJ. What treatment is there?
I do a lot of orthotic therapy. I get a lot of physical therapists involved, other modalities to help with postural issues. It's usually a bite issue or a discrepancy in the bite where one side's off. We balance the bite with the orthotic. We get the patient comfortable and get them into a nighttime appliance that treats them the rest of their life after nighttime, daytime wear for about 3 months.
But not all people with apnea have TMJ.
No, not all people with apnea have TMJ.
And that's why you do both, though, because you can diagnose.
Right. You have to be able to treat both. You can't just treat TMJ and you can't just treat apnea. They go hand in hand a lot of the times.
So if you have any questions, give us a call, and let's move on, because this is another ripoff that Dean is claiming on a credit card now. What do you think's going on, Dean, with you?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Dean.
I thought I'd share a quick story with you and
yes.
then maybe ask your opinion on how this stuff actually occurs.
All right. What's going on?
So Monday, there were 2 ATM withdrawals that I did not make on my debit card.
Oh, man, that's serious.
I paused a little bit because I thought possibly my wife, made some withdrawals, but she didn't. And then
How much were they? How much were they?
The first one was for $150, and then the second, 1 minute later, was for $100.
Now, did you call immediately and stop your card after considering your wife?
No, here, let me explain really quickly. So then the next day, Tuesday, another $100, and that's when the alarm bells went off. So I went straight to Wells Fargo, And in a matter of 5 minutes, Tom, they said, well, apparently someone cloned your card. And in less than 10 minutes, they closed my account and issued me a new card.
Good.
Like there was nothing to it.
Well, how did they clone your card? Wouldn't you? Geez, that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, she said.
First and foremost, I don't believe in debit cards at all. At all. But this wasn't a debit card, was it, or was it?
No, yes, this was. I'm sorry, I said credit. This was a debit card.
Okay. But can you go to an ATM without a card? You can't really, right? Because they need something to identify you. Wouldn't it be nice if they did a fingerprint or something where you didn't need a card? It's just... Well, okay, so anyway, what are you calling about? Did they restore the money? Did they restore it?
Oh no, yeah, they were Wells Fargo was perfect about it. My question for you is, how does this occur? Because these people actually had a physical debit card, obviously, that they used at an ATM to withdraw money from my account.
We hear a lot about debit card cloning with these cloning devices they put on ATMs and all that. Those are few and far between. That's mostly folklore, where they secretly scan your card when you go to...
And you know what?
When you go to use it, I'm saying...
words where this happens all the time.
Right, but when they say clone, okay, I just want you to know, it's mostly urban legend that they put these little scanners. Now, these scanners do exist, and they have worked in the past. But most of the time, the way they're built now, they're building the machines where you can't just install a cloner, for God's sakes. It's too difficult. But when they say cloning...
On the new chip cards, you can't clone them. I mean, almost impossible.
Do you have a chip card?
Yes, I do have a chip card.
Then they're not cloning in the typical sense of cloning. They're just
not. How did they get the PIN number?
This is something that everyone would like to know. They're getting your information somewhere, is what... More than the clone, they're getting information and then doing a card based on your information. But
no one else in the world besides me and my bank had the PIN number.
Okay. Is your PIN number written down somewhere?
No.
What is your theory, Clint? I mean, you're egging to go. What is your
they were putting the little devices on the ATM machine that read the card.
They're not doing it. They're not.
I know, but now they're putting little tiny cameras in the ATM things that watch you key the number in.
But okay,
that's what I was thinking.
Now hold on. There are cameras being used, but that still doesn't do the chip. And it still doesn't do the magnetic stripe. But you're right. They use cameras. In fact, not only do they use cameras, but sometimes they are literally watching you with some lenses. I mean, it's scary, depending on where the machine is.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what? You bring up a good question, because we always take it for granted, don't we? Hold on a second. By God, I want somebody to call in, or I want to call one of our banker friends or someone. I want to talk about how do they clone a card. You hold on. I want to know, how do they clone a card? Steve has a question about TMJ. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I was wondering whether treatment for TMJ, in terms of the insurance coverage, would fall typically, obviously it's contract specific, would typically fall on the medical side of the insurance or dental insurance?
That's a good question.
TMJ treatment and the sleep treatment always fall on the medical side of the insurance. Dental insurance doesn't cover any of that portion.
But does Obamacare in general, or we don't call it that anymore, but whatever it is, do most of insurance policies cover this?
On sleep apnea, they do cover a higher percentage.
No, TMJ.
Right.
It's TMJ by itself.
Right. And on TMJ, the insurance is less likely to cover.
Why?
They've found a loophole to say we don't cover it because we don't want to. It's one simple thing.
Steve, do you have TMJ?
Well, I'm starting to have a little bit more. I'm in the process of a dental implant, and I'm feeling a little bit more on the jaw than I had before. I don't have sleep apnea or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's something I want to explore. I wouldn't, call it a loophole. It's by contract. So
yeah, it is a contract, but
I have to take a look and see and call them up and read the contract to see whether it's excluded or not.
Now, are they thinking? They're not thinking it's cosmetic, are they, doctor? When they
No, they just...
Or are they saying it's experimental or what? That's usually what they say, either cosmetic or experimental.
I honestly don't have the right answer as to why they do it. They either have an exclusion in the policy that says they do not cover TMJ, and it's easy to find if you call the insurance company, but they don't give anyone a reason.
Now, John, you say you have information on cloning credit cards. Well, we know they used to put these little scanners on machines. They can hardly do that anymore the way they're built. Then they use cameras possibly, but that doesn't make an excuse for the magnetic stripe nor the chip. How do they do it?
Well, they can do it on any gas station pump that you put your card in and swipe it.
How?
And store the information. They actually break into the pumps and pull them apart. They put a clone in.
Come on.
And turn around. Oh, all the time.
Come on. I mean, that sounds
The company that I work for, we get calls all the time to go in, and we'll go in and we work on the pumps. And
you work on pumps?
Mm-hmm.
And you have actually found the scanners?
Yes.
Holy crap. When do they find time without being seen to break a pump and put a scanner in it?
Usually someone would pull up with like a large vehicle on one side of the pump, and someone else would work on the other side where they can't see it. They open the locks, they get into it, and it's getting more and more difficult to do it. But there are people who, if they spent that much time actually working at a job, they'd make more money than what they're doing now.
Hey, listen.
By ripping people off.
I love that you say you work for pump companies, because I have a billion questions. I'll only ask a couple. Okay, what's the most common damage you find with a gas pump?
People driving off with the nozzle in.
Really? I wondered about that. Are they made now to shut off if they have a flow like that?
Yes. Yes, they have a fire valve that turns around, and once it sees full pressure, it shuts off.
Come on, people really still do. They drive away with the pump connected. Holy crap. Now, do you have breakaways on purpose, or is there anything that would...
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where do they break away?
They break away usually at the connection at the top of the pump where the hose goes in.
You'd be surprised at one particular Goodyear I had on Peoria, how many times a month people would come in that would put regular gasoline into their diesels, and that would blow me away. I have no idea why. Now, the opposite you don't see happen because the nozzle's bigger, but it's incredible.
Right. Okay, John, what else? What else do they do, like whether vandalism or accident?
Oh, if you get people who turn around and scratch up all the displays, they'll kick the machines in, they'll paint graffiti on them.
That is terrible.
You name it.
Well, thank you. What an unusual profession. 303-713-8255. That's unbelievable. Hey, listen, we have Dr. Barry here talking about TMJ, and he's talking about sleep therapy. We also have a bunch of medical experts that we use when it comes to stem cell therapy. Centeno Schultz, they're MDs. They have registered nurses. Now, we shouldn't have to say that. Look for a real doctor and a real nurse. And the only reason I say that is not a slight on chiropractors, but it just so happens that chiropractors have gotten into stem cell therapy, but they don't use stem cells. And not all of them have done it, but they use amniotic fluid, and they try to tell you it's living stem cells. There's only one way to get living stem cells legally right now, and that is by harvesting it from the donor at the time of treatment and then redelivering it. And you should insist on imaging when they do it. Centeno Schultz has been doing it from the beginning. And they have 14,000 cases in their data bank for hips, back, shoulders, hands. 303-963-9201. Before surgery, get an opinion. Get an evaluation. Centeno Schultz. 303-963-9201.
You haven't said it yet.
691-0267.
Yeah, staff texted me and said they heard me, but there's no phone.
We don't normally do that in the very beginning. What I do is I do it a few times, but I don't normally do it in the beginning, because here's what I don't want to do. I don't want people going, oh, it's commercial. I really don't. I want you to be part of this thing. So I will, though. And I don't think we can do there's no special kind of thing we can do.
That's where I had a place point out the cameras in a gas station.
That scares me.
The guy pointed out in the canopy that somebody had stuck a camera up there and they were trying to stick it in the ground.
Okay, well let's go with that. If somebody puts a camera up, well, they're not going to see your credit card number.
Right.
No, they just see the
I know, but the chip's got to match that.
They get the phone and then they have your pins.
They have your PIN, but they don't have your number.
Well, they have the skimmer, they do.
Yeah, if there's a skimmer.
Maybe they have to have both.
But I don't...
Because even with the chips, if you get the card number, you can type the card number in if the chip's not working. Yeah. So like when you go online and order...
On Mitch's wholesale account, and that's all you'll pay. So you can go anywhere. Also, cabinet.
Yeah, if you have a chip card that's not working, they'll just swipe it like
one person, no subcontractor.
When you cross the border into Mexico, there's towers on both sides. There's towers going up. They can read everything in their wallet.
The security aspect of it.
Right, yeah, that's why they have these
Is
new
it
laws.
secure? James Knight from Software Security not quite as secure as you might think.
And you know, the money has
A lot of people would think these are perfectly secure. However, these have to be backwards compatible with a lot of countries that don't support all this new fancy stuff. So we're going to create a very quick close of your credit card. This device here costs about £150 and I purchased it on Amazon, so not from a dodgy criminal gang. I'm going to swipe through here, which as you'll see on the screen,
Yeah, I said it's a good question. Let's try to find out. So tell Dean to stand by, and we'll call back. We're trying to figure out. He was a victim of fraud.
Right.
We're just trying to figure out how it happened. So he was going to stand by. But
Okay.
I don't need him
to
on the
stay
line.
on?
No, but which one was it?
It was the third.
Okay, good.
I'll go.
Okay.
And then,
all of the
is 12 okay for Brent, for you? Does that work for you?
Yeah, it's got to
Sure?
be. Yeah, it's got to be really fast because I got 2 call-ins that without.
Do you want me to tell him it's not going to work today, that you'll
No,
cover him?
we'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay, and then Al is available in Florida.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, but.
Hi, Dr. Barry, how are you? Good.
I'm listening to this one. How to clone.
That's your credit card number, your name, your expiration date, everything that I need to do a transaction in a country like the US.
How come my card has ended up in a machine like that? I don't.
You have to see all a few ways it might happen. Firstly, of course, a retailer who's purposely engaging with activities could have one of these devices off to the side and sneakily swipe it. But this is a rather large quantity. They actually come in a tiny form factor where they can be put in front of ATM devices or even pre-built into a point-of-sale system at a retailer, sometimes even before it arrives at the store. That's what's been happening a lot through 2014.
Give your waiter your card, they can walk in the
So you've got my data, what happens next?
This is going to become your credit card. So let's wipe this blank card through.
Okay, that's it.
What
We know about that one, but what about this one? Why chips are not secure?
Even though they're criminals, you've got to marvel at their ingenuity. You are about to see.
Wait to me when we go on. We're watching something. I have the sound
identity
down.
thieves will go to steal your credit card information. So will those new chips on all of our cards make any difference? ABC's Nick Watt tonight on what you can do to protect your money.
The gas station, Miami Beach, Florida.
Okay,
What's
go.
the chatty guy in the tight outfit?
What's with the chatty guy?
Points. The clerk, distracted
Come on, these guys sound
because he's gone.
funny.
Watch his
This is
alleged
American.
accomplice. In mere seconds, he slips an identical cover over the store's card reader. A device police believe will automatically steal your card details.
Holy shit, that one is weird.
You'll have no idea. You've just been skimmed. Robert Siciliano is a cybercrime
That one goes.
Unfortunately, when it comes to your credit card information, it's as easy as swiping your card.
Everyone's showing that same one.
Now watch this, hidden camera inside a gas pump in Arizona. Those fingers and the lead apparently searching for the skimmers he'd earlier placed in the pump to harvest card info.
He put those in there, and for whatever reason, they're not there anymore.
Swiped his DNA, clone robbed the bank, and you get blamed.
Okay, guys. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show.
303-713-TALK. Plumline Services. 93 are free with your drain. If you have any drain problems or drain problems coming up, put the number down. Plumline Services, one of the only plumbing companies and plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, the only ones, or one of the only ones with their own drain division. Get second opinions, especially on drains, but all major repairs, they will give you free second opinions. Also, they will do 93 or free with your drain. So if you have a clog or it's slow, for $93 guaranteed, or you pay nothing, but you still get a written guarantee. A written report on exactly what's wrong. And if you need drain work, you can trust PlumlineServices.com, 303-586-1086. Free second opinions, 303-386-1086, plus 93 are free. Okay, so Don, you have a question? Go ahead, Don.
Yes, I have a question for Dr. Barrett. I've been already diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I've had a sleep study done, but it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
How long are they good for, Dr. Barrett?
Typical study won't retest it after about 5 years, but we can still utilize the information to get things going with insurance companies and other thing while we're waiting for another.
But it only takes now overnight, and they're really quick. They're really quick and easy.
Okay, well, thank you. I'll definitely give them a call because
you really should do something. It is something like high blood pressure that people don't feel necessarily right away, or they don't notice, but there's something off. And here's the deal. Everyone agrees that high blood pressure is bad. Very, very few people agree on everything. They agree high blood pressure is bad. Medical experts agree hydration is extremely important. And they're all agreeing now that sleep apnea will shorten your life. Not if, it will. Now, it may not kill you. Some does kill you directly. Some do. I mean, some forms. But it will shorten your life. Okay, we got a comment from Dean on credit card fraud. Go ahead, Dean. What's going on?
Morning, Tom.
Hey.
I'm a potential witness in a federal case right now on credit card fraud.
Really? Whoa.
If you would like, you've got a computer there. Google Los Conejos Transportation.
Los Conejos?
Uh-huh. LOS. It's CONJOES, I think. Los Conejos.
Okay. Okay, anyway, got it. What about it?
You'll start seeing some stuff come up on it on 11 people.
Conejos. LOSCONJ what?
JONES. I think that's how you say it.
Okay, I'm looking for that. I thought I had it. Okay, and and what is that? Is that a case in Los?
Well, there's a fellow that was cloning credit cards. And they got a couple of my credit cards, and they got into my.
Well, what is this Los Conejos? Is it a store? Is it what is it?
It's a bus company.
Oh, I see.
Los Conejos busing, or Los Conejos transportation, I think.
Gotcha.
Okay. The guy, the ringleader, you might find it this way: Fidel Salinas, SALIANS, I think is how you say it. You Google that guy's name.
Okay. And they were cloning cards.
I don't know if they were or the people that was working for them were. They cloned cards. It's a big case. It's a federal case. I've talked to the FBI about it. They indicted these guys, and what they were doing was getting the credit cards, phony credit cards, and then they've got trucks that they've modified to carry big diesel tanks or bladders, and they're hidden, and they were taking the fuel up to Fort Lupton and dumping it off in a tanker, and then they were filling up these trucks.
My goodness. Los Conejos Bus Lines, Denver, I found. And
look under Los Conejos owner indicted.
Okay.
FBI indictment for diesel credit card and diesel fuel fraud. Diesel fuel fraud.
Well, okay, and so you are a witness.
A potential witness.
Yep. Here it is. Here it is. Federal grand jury indicts. So how much did they get from you?
A couple $1,000.
And it says 10 people were arrested in a 1.5-year investigation into credit card theft ring and fuel scam operation. Wow, this is a big deal. Now, when did this happen? This is dated in. This is just. Wait a minute. This was not long ago. I didn't hear this in the news. Did you guys hear this about this bus company? Thank you very much. I'm going to look more into it. But is there any pearl of wisdom you can drop on us based on this? I mean, you didn't do anything wrong, right?
No, I used my credit card like everybody else, The reason why I got involved in it is because they were hitting fuel stations that were pretty close by, and when I first got, I don't look at my credit cards every day.
Right.
But when I got my statement, the credit cards were not too far from where I live, and I had time, and I went to the stores and got the videos.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling us about it. It was on Channel 7. It was on Channel 7 for sure. And it was on Channel 7 on February 12th. Lance Hernandez, it says it was the byline. So, Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. What's going on?
I just want to know that machine that you were using for your sleeping, not getting sleep apnea.
Well, the machines are called CPAP machines, and there are different brands. And what they do is literally force oxygen through your airways so that it doesn't close up. I mean, I never used mine a couple times, and I never use it again. But the device is now used for most sleep apnea, not for all, but for most. What do you call them? Are they called mouthpieces? I mean, what are they called? Dental devices? What do you call them generically?
Mandibular advancement devices.
Oh, my God, of course. I should have known. Mandibular advancement device.
They're called MADs. It's just an oral appliance.
An oral appliance.
Yeah.
So, Mrs. Brown, it's an oral appliance.
Okay, my son has that problem. I'm just wondering where to get this.
And how old is your son?
He's 45.
Is he big?
It's really important that this be treated.
He's really narrow, thin.
Oh, really?
That's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that, Dr. Berry? Most people are a little overweight, aren't they, with the sleep apnea, or not?
A high percentage are overweight. Patients do have the apnea, but it's very common with thin people also that have the long, thin necks. It's an anatomical problem. It's just a smaller airway dimension.
Here, let me give the number out because a number of people have been asking. At least call for a consultation, and then do you have different levels? Like, can somebody go for a consultation and decide not to keep going, or how does that work?
Oh, absolutely. The initial exam is a 90-minute exam with X-rays and a comprehensive evaluation.
Oh, good. That's needed.
Right, and then we can tell that, or we can help them go in the direction of the oral appliance can help you, or I need to get you to a sleep physician to get a CPAP worked out.
303-691-0267. It's Dr. Berry. It's TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado. 303-691-0267. And let's see. Okay, Tina, welcome. Now, I'm getting through these calls. We have lines open. You can get right through. You can get right through 303-713-TALK. And Tina, let's start your problem. What's going on?
So my problem is my husband went in on some property with a brother and brother-in-law 26 years ago.
Okay.
The brother signed his part over to my husband about 6 years ago.
Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Why did he sign it over?
My husband demanded for them to pay him their parts of the property.
Why?
They've never paid him the portion of the portion that they owed for the property to my husband.
Oh, as far as the initial purchase or the interest?
No, the initial purchase.
All right, you hold on and we'll come back. So what happens? They went in, 3 of them went in, and one of them signed it back to your husband. The other one, we'll figure this out, and we'll talk to you about it. 303-713-8255. Rocky's Autos is at 63rd and Federal, and the new Rocky'sAutos.com, Rocky'sAutos.com, will give you some idea of their vast inventory. They have a lot of variety, especially when it comes to colors and options. They believe in giving you variety, especially when it comes to financing, and that's because with financing, they have some people that'll want a lot of money down. Some people will take a little, but, you know, you put money down, you get a lower interest rate. Some will take maybe just a few dollars down. It depends on the lender. But the important news is that they have a variety of lenders, 40 of them, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturday, 9 to 6, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With
Crooks use cloned credit cards, but they're tied to real bank accounts. Now, and people have been indicted. But tonight, Denver 7's Lance Hernandez is digging into the story to ask where all that fuel ended up.
According to this indictment, the alleged thieves brought the ill-gotten fuel to a tanker like that one behind me at Salinas Trucking Company in Fort Lupton. That fuel apparently then put into the trucks Salinas used in his trucking business.
Well, this is a big deal. This is not some small potatoes mom-and-pop operation. How big it is, I don't know.
Dean Antweiler wonders if the men indicted are the ones who scammed him. He gave us this video.
Oh, this is the Dean that called us.
The suspected thieves using
Hear
his
that?
credit card info to purchase thousands of dollars worth of fuel at several.
He should have said, well, I was on the air.
It was
He never
every day
mentioned
of
it.
the week. 303.
The indictments allege that 10 individuals stole credit card information, created clone cards, and used them to purchase a lot of fuel at multiple stations. The fuel was
think they'd eventually be
drop-off points.
Look to me
Criminals are stupid, right?
that they were using the stolen fuel, putting it in some kind of trucks, maybe in buses.
I asked Fidel Salinas, the man who
I didn't
owns
think
the
they
trucking
could
company,
steal
about the indictment.
or clone those new chips.
He said he doesn't know anything about it.
But when
It's just indicted.
When the chips don't work, they just slide the card. It's still got the number on it.
Conejo's Transportation.
Yeah, that's true.
Denver and El Paso, Texas.
That's true.
Oh, they go from Denver to El Paso. Yeah, in their trucks. What do you think they're smuggling?
Yeah, buses, yeah.
Marijuana.
People.
I know buses too. They could have them full of.
No, buses would be too obvious, wouldn't it?
No. Greyhound.
No, I mean,
The line Greyhound already matched the Coyote stuff, so.
I will leave Air Coupe front and center in my hangar. You pick up Air Coupe. Way inconvenient.
Sell it or just haven't worked on it?
Did you hear that guy that the illegal alien that killed the guy in the DUI where his car burned and stuff?
It was burned.
Well, it happened a couple weeks ago. Illegal aliens drunk.
Oh, yeah. And then they let him go.
Yeah. And they let him go. He turned himself in.
That's good.
Yeah.
When did he turn himself in? A few days ago, right?
Before I slapped his wrist and got for a white, turned himself in.
I like how some of those.
It was a mistake. The police, Denver police.
They got tied to ICE, and they let him out before ICE got there.
California
Then he went and
is
killed
suing. There's some counties, or is it a county or city? I think it's a city suing that they don't want to be
1506.
a sanctuary city.
What's that?
I don't know. I watched it on the news last night. It was interesting.
So the city's suing the state, saying you can't make us not call ICE.
Right. But apparently they can, at least.
Oh, I don't know if the state can. I mean, that's.
I would say the state has jurisdiction over the city, though.
They would have to pass a law.
The feds. Yeah, but you'd have to override.
They did pass a law. They're a sanctuary state, California.
Yeah, but that can't override the federal, because the.
Well, then why is it in court, Clint? I mean, literally, the feds are going to sue them.
Overrides federal.
Yeah, that's true.
They're selling dope left and right
here.
here.
They don't have to enforce that law, the sheriff. That's not their deal. It's, and you know, so that's what it
I
was.
know in Colorado that magazine law, the large magazines.
Large magazines?
Oh, for magazines for guns. You know,
oh,
10 round.
Yeah, the sheriff's agreed they wouldn't enforce that.
Speaking of strange facts, did you guys know that the tallest control tower, not anymore, but used to be the tallest, only had stairs up the first 12 stories?
No. Last
then
12.
you had to walk.
Last 12.
What was it? Explain again.
Tom, you were half right about the control tower at Stapleton. You only went up 3 floors in the elevator. You had to walk up the last 12. No, it was not. We found it on the
lunch.
internet.
Lunch. He'll give lunch to
Found it on the
everyone.
internet.
Oh, then it must be true.
Well, it showed the guy walking up the 12 stories.
It's a picture of a guy walking. It must be true.
The restaurant couldn't use it because it was not ADA compliant. First of all, the elevator cap only held 2 people that went up the 3 stories in the building next door, and they said that tower was not ADA compliant.
Tom, use common sense. Why would they have an elevator when they can walk?
I don't know.
I'm done.
That's like the blind.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Simply Floors, Inc. You want to save money? Simply Floors, Inc. You want quality? Simply Floors, Inc. You want personalized attention? Simply Floors, Inc. Do you want to be abused and just a number? Go to the big boxes. Go to the people that call themselves mills and exchanges. But if you want really great floor coverings like everyone else, but save money, get designer services, appointments in your home that you make yourself, then go to simplyfloorsinc.com. And you'll save up to 40%. Just try it. Nothing to lose. Simplyfloorsinc.com. So Tina there was a land deal 26 years ago, and the three went in. It was your husband and two others, and one of them recognized that he didn't pay his way and signed back over to your husband, right?
Yes.
So now your husband owns 2/3.
Well, actually, he signed it over to the two of them.
Oh, I get it.
The understanding was that the brother-in-law was going to pay the property taxes, and that would be his portion.
So now your husband, what's his first name?
Clyde.
Clyde. So Clyde owns 1/2, and the other guy owns 1/2, but the other guy is not paying his way.
That's correct.
So, what are you asking?
So, are we going to have to get us a property attorney to take this and fight it?
All right,
Can we go to,
here's the deal. If you have a piece of property, or of any kind, real property or anything, and you own it together in the absence of a written agreement, and it's not a marriage, okay? If it's two people unrelated that own property, and I mean unrelated, you know, they're unrelated for legal purposes. If you have that situation and there is no written agreement, then the partnership laws of Colorado come into effect. In other words, in the absence of a specific agreement, there are rules and regulations, you know, by law on how partnerships are conducted. And the way it works is partnerships usually, now I'm not going to, you know, I don't want you to quote me, but you can go to the law. Usually the property is disposed of and the proceeds are distributed per rata share of ownership. However, if your husband is claiming that the other partner did not pay their way, then he can take it from him. There is a process in the partnership law. It's always better to have your own partnership agreement, but if you don't have one, there are partnership laws in the state of Colorado that would take precedent.
Okay.
But you do have to go through a legal process to liquidate. Now, I also believe you can take his ownership, but that's through a liquidation. I don't believe you can just force him out. I think you have to go through a liquidation.
So how would that work that, you know, he told my husband he was paying the property taxes, and then all of a sudden we get a bill in the mail for $14,000 on property taxes, and if it wasn't paid within 30 days that we were going to lose it, so we went and we paid the $14,000.
Where is this property located?
It's down at Midway Ranches.
Is it worth anything?
Yes.
What is it truly worth, without exaggeration?
So we checked into it 3 years ago, and we had to come up with the $14,000, and it was at $90,000.
Okay. What you need to do is there's also a provision where one partner can sue the other. So you may want to start a lawsuit, as Clyde will sue the other partner and claim that the other partner, he sues for the amount owed. He doesn't sue for ownership. So the amount owed is half of the taxes plus how much others. What did your husband pay in total to keep this land up from the beginning? And the purchase, did this guy chip in for the purchase?
So like I said, he never paid into the purchase of the property, and we just recently added up everything.
And how much does everything come to, everything that your husband paid?
That's about $50,000.
Okay, now you take the $50,000, and how much did the other guy pay?
Nothing.
Okay. How about the first partner?
He paid $1,000.
Okay. So you just take, that's not to worry. You take the 50 grand, and your husband would sue that guy for 50%.
Okay.
Now, this is a court of equity. However, it's unfortunate, but the partnership laws do not address acquisition. So that means this guy can claim, hey, I can't help if this guy bought this property and gave me half of it. I'm telling you, you may have a problem. Well, no, wait, your numbers don't make sense. You just said the taxes were 40 grand and he paid a total of 50, but you had to purchase the property. Your numbers don't make sense. How much was the purchase of the property?
The purchase of the property 26 years ago was $19,000.
Okay, and then you just paid $40,000 in taxes.
No, we paid $14,000.
Oh, 14. Then where did the $50,000 come in?
So then we had a water line put in when it came up from Pueblo. They offered residents, do you want to tap in this water line? So then again, we put all the money out to tap into this water line.
Tina, will this, I got to tell people, please, we have lines open. You can get right through. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Whether you have questions for Dr. Barry and sleep apnea or any other consumer problems, questions, and complaints. Tina, will this guy, this other guy, will he simply be a jerk, or will he be friendly? Will he just sign his interest over, or does he feel he's entitled to it?
He feels he's entitled to it. We try to do a quick deed.
But
had a lawyer come up with the paperwork.
Tina, it makes no sense. This guy knows he hasn't paid a dime. Does he, honest to God, believe he deserves half for paying nothing?
He believes he's entitled to half.
But why? I mean, what makes him entitled to half?
That's my question.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, he truly, if you asked him, he'd say, oh, yeah, that's half mine. And if you ask him why, what would he say? Come on, Tina, what would he say?
Because I fed the horses before. That's probably what he would say.
He's an idiot. Okay. He's one of those people. You know what I would do? I would sue him because he probably doesn't have a penny. Or, you know, you sell the property and you force a sale, and then the court would say that everything paid in pays back first. Those are partnership laws. And then the rest is split. The unfortunate thing is, if profit is made, the guy's going to get half. So if you sell it now for $90 and you have a $40,000 profit, your husband will get back his $50, but then you have to split the other. Good luck to you, Tina. If you want a good attorney for that, okay, let's think about it, Suzanne, off the air. Let's give her a good general litigation attorney, because it's not a specific, you know, real estate attorney, really not. It's more of a partnership law thing.
Siglian.
Yes, that's good. That's a good idea. Brandon Siglian. 303-713-8255. You can get right through right now with a rant, a rave, a question, a complaint. And one of the things we love doing here is giving information. The Raleigh House gives information. If you call the number I'm going to give you, you can call that number anytime they're open. I don't know the exact hours, but if they answer, they're there. And you can call about anything relating to addiction. This is not a number to call to enroll. You're not going to get sold anything. The Raleigh House is a wonderful, premier addiction treatment facility for all kinds of addictions, from prescription drugs to illegal substances to alcohol. And if you call them with questions, they will answer you honestly, privately, confidentially, and complimentary. All you have to do is call. What do I look for? How do I know there's an addiction? Does it get worse? What does it cost? What does treatment entail? Where can I get treatment? Does insurance cover treatment? What should I say to the addict? How do I do this? Just give them a call, the Raleigh House. You have to do something. It's not going to go away on its own. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Big traffic story right now is that off-highway accident that has northbound northbound Santa Fe completely shut down under I-25. 4 cars, a semi-truck, and a fuel spill all involved with that wreck. Traffic is being detoured around this. Just avoid that area altogether. No estimate time when it will be cleared. Back out on the highway drive, things are looking good for the most part across town. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Westbound 270 slow approaching Vasquez. The weather forecast. Partly sunny today, nice with a high near 62. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight with a low 37.
Did you see a picture of that kid, the bomber? God, he looks like a little
teenager. Where is it?
Right here.
Drudge.
30K How. This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Get an extra 5% off purchases every day at Lowe's.
Can't believe he blew himself up. I mean, it's crazy.
Save some court costs.
It sure did, man. It sure did. Usually those guys, too, want that long court trial to become famous. You know, the craziest psycho, though, I still say that Kaczynski was just a nut.
Why do you say that?
Well, I don't know. What was weird is he'd send everything through the mail, too. Hell, it's just crazy.
It was such a, I mean, it was no running water, nothing.
Set up a free case evaluation at personalinjuryco.com or 303-597-4500.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about stem cell therapy. I've done extensive research, which led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in Colorado. They're internationally recognized for their work with stem cells. They're all MDs, working with true living stem cells harvested from your own fat or bone marrow, then strategically delivered with guided injections. Only MDs deliver the injections. More experience than any other provider in the country. Why would you go to a clinic with no MDs at all? Centennial Schultz can help you with painful joints, knees, hips, back, shoulders, hands. They can repair most ACL tears with a needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centennial Schultz at 303-963-9201. Explore your options at a true medical regenerative clinic. Centennial Schultz, 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. And on my referral list at referralist.com.
You know, we've launched
So 2:30, so 12:30 they start talking today. 12:30 our time.
Female artists talking about women in music.
What are you thinking about? It's the first time this guy's talking.
No. I thought he already did once when he said he expected 4 raises and stuff. I thought he did talk once.
I just read an article saying this is his first, coming out of the first meeting at least.
Maybe this is his first in front of Congress.
iHeartRadio EDU app. Student loans, car loans, 100 card loans don't add up for all of us. But there are ways around it. Hey guys, it's Western Steve, my friends in American Financing, and I'm here to remind you that refinancing your home loan is an easy way to save a lot of money. Think of it this way. A lower interest rate means lower monthly bill payments, and mortgage interest rates are far more competitive than a student loan or credit card rate. I'm talking rates in the low single digits versus rates in the high double digits. Why wouldn't you consolidate that high interest debt by refinancing your mortgage? You'll speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant who will customize a loan to fit your needs.
So I paid off
customers up to $1,000 a month.
The vehicle.
No fees at American Finance.
I'm sure you had a smile doing that.
I got drunk.
10 days of mortgage payments. Get in touch with American Financing at 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
Okay, horsepower. 320 horsepower. Those V10s can't get much gas mileage, huh? No way.
It's a V10. Yeah, that's going to be tough work. Or does a whole cab...
No, I got to tell you, Ford... I don't know, but Ford... I have discovered this looking at RVs, man. They make probably 90% of the damn gasoline ones. The chassis and the engine. I didn't realize they were so big into that.
Why doesn't he want diesel?
He does not want...
Is there environmentally?
No, God, no. He doesn't want a diesel pusher. First of all, he doesn't want it bigger. And diesel does cost a lot more in some states.
Well, but the fuel itself is 10% more BTUs to it versus gallon there, so...
Should be better.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. What is a car nanny? It's someone who'll bug you about what your car needs when it needs it. And I mean, it's gentle bugging, it's reminding. I really love them because I get emails, hey, you know, according to our records, you have an oil change coming up, or there's a service bulletin out on this or that. They really are like a big brother, or like your father used to remind you about a car. And you can trust Pro Auto Care with 2 locations. And I-25 in your Bolds and Santa Fe. Give them a call, 303-PRO-AUTO, to make an appointment. Or just drop by. 303proauto.com is the website. They have many, many specials. The latest one, the Pro Pack, you will love it. A synthetic blend oil change with filter, of course, and topping all the fluids, plus wiper blades and tire rotation for just $28.95. That's 303-PRO-AUTO. 26 years in business. Let's keep going. And Chris, what's going on, Chris?
Tom, what's happening?
What's going on with you, man?
Hey, so I've heard you a couple times on the air referring to the Raleigh House line, and
yeah, I didn't know what to call it.
Chip line, yeah.
It's not a crisis line, and it's not a hotline, but it's an information line. And I said I wish I had a cool name for it.
Yeah, I was thinking, how about calling it just a guideline? Because that
holy crap, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like it. It's
the guideline,
you know,
the guidance
person.
line, or the guide.
Yeah.
That is cool. That is a very good idea, Chris. What do you do for a living? Are you a marketer?
I've talked to you a few times. I'm the Lyft and Uber driver, and Amazon driver.
How is that go? Yeah, how is that going now?
Oh, pretty good. It's keeping me busy with all the people that have moved here. And
you're the one that told me about food delivery too. If you download the app.
Yeah. I've called you a few times.
I did download.
I've also got an app idea, but
is it like something that you're afraid? I don't know. I don't want people to steal it. Is something you want to talk privately about?
More or less, and you took my number down last time. When,
okay, I'm sorry I did that. If you truly do have an idea, I won't forget it this time. Here, just do that for Suzanne again. Give it to her, and I really will call you. Dan, you have a question about emissions. What's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I've got a 1994 F-250.
Yes.
And took it in last year for emissions, and it passed no problem on the pipe, you know, when they stuff the thing in your pipe.
Yeah,
anyway,
the sniffer, yeah.
Got to the visual end of it, and it didn't have an air pump, and it doesn't have catalytic converters. But it passed, and I'm wondering why. Well, they were going to fail it for the visual inspection, but it passed on the pipe. Why does it have to be that way?
That's just the way the law reads. You know what? Isn't that ridiculous? Now, here's the way I would have it. I would have it if it passes tailpipe. Why do I care visual? I don't know why they care. I have no idea. Mark, do you know why they care if they look at it and you're missing stuff as long as it's approved? I don't know. If it's pumping clean, it's pumping clean.
I don't know.
Did you ask them?
The rule's the rule. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I asked them, and I ended up getting it passed. You know, the manager came out and...
Oh, you did?
He couldn't really explain it either because, you know, whether the parts...
Hey, why don't we ask him? Why don't we ask him? Let's call the program and ask. You can hang and listen. You don't have to hang on the phone. Now, by the way, Park It Right. Kim has a question about Park It Right. We talked about them once before. In fact, we had a lot going on. Coming up. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next.
Why do you think they have a visual?
When I did my truck, it's a 92, I have a 98 engine in it. I had to upgrade all of the emissions to 98.
Right.
Everything 98 would have to have, and you have to take a second
But
drive.
why do they care, do you think, about visual?
Because yes, they have to have the catalytic conversion. But the state
rule.
Yeah, it is the rule. But there is the only people that can overrule that is the people down at Second and Bryant, the state airport. That manager can't just, I mean, he'll let it go this time. That's a federal deal. That's not even the state of Colorado.
We read all the automatic ones. I'm sure you drive through those.
Yeah, well, yeah, if we can, yeah. Well, the dumber thing is the diesels. God, they charge you $50, they take it in the back, and it's a poison test. All it does is see how thick the smoke is.
Or they could go, they don't have to do a diesel test if they go to a county that doesn't have that.
Well, the catalytic converters are federal. You cannot take that off.
No, take it off, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm saying for emissions on a diesel.
Yeah, it's registered out of the emission district.
I still don't understand why your dad would not want diesel. It lasts longer.
I know it. I can't understand it either.
Congress to pass $1.3 trillion spending bill. Does it have the wall in it, do we know?
Why do you think he wants it? He doesn't want it.
Mark, I've had them all. The diesel pushers are so much superior to everything. That Ford V10 is really
well, hold on. He's equating diesel with size. Maybe, do they even make a smaller diesel? They probably don't. And you have to go up in size, and he doesn't want to screw with it.
You can get a smaller, you can get a Class C in a diesel. With
but he doesn't want
a Class C.
He wants a motorhome.
He wants an A?
Yeah. I don't know of any small A's that have diesels.
There isn't.
Not really. Not diesel pushers.
Most of the ones you manufacture.
Ford, that Mark, that Ford V10 that's in all of them.
Yeah.
It's got a huge fan on the front of it. The fan noise on those things in Class A is really loud. I got a friend that works at...
I sit next to Dan every day. My dad's half deaf, honestly, so...
Oh, well.
Ain't gonna matter. He'll just take his hearing aids out.
That Ford V10 is really torquey. It's real popular.
It's in every one I see. I don't see any Chevy engines in any brand anywhere.
No, not anymore.
It's like they own the whole deal.
Yeah. In the 90s, the Chevy put that 454 and even 572 in the Class A's, but then it went completely to Ford.
Oh, wow. The stocks just jumped again. Son of a bitch. Look. You know on Suzanne's 401k?
Yes.
Holy shit, it jumped big time. It's up. I am up since I took it over from your fucking guy. Don't get me going. 20%.
And what was he doing with it?
Nothing.
Was it cash?
Cash.
Well, that's ridiculous. Maybe it was because, I don't know why.
No, I don't know. No, it was whatever yours was at.
Well, then you were going to make a lot of money, like 2%.
Well, I don't even think it was that.
Yeah,
we were probably losing.
Internet.
It goes off now.
It's not the paying bill.
What?
What's kind of shielding in this building, I swear.
Well, it's a metal bit. No, it isn't. Was it? Aren't hangers terrible?
Yeah. In high school, they have some kind of blocker in high schools.
What do you mean?
They can text. Kids you can't get voice out in high schools. All the high schools.
Okay, I'm calling bullshit on that.
Okay. Well,
they put in a special block in high schools, all high schools. You mean every high school? Hold on, Mark. Every high school in the entire world, you cannot talk on a cell phone.
Even Chinese high schools.
So, if there's an emergency, you can't call.
The high school that my granddaughters go to, they cannot get voice.
Oh, that's different. No, but that's probably just because it's like this building. I mean, there's something about certain buildings you can't.
Our kids can have.
They're really hard.
Sure.
There are certain buildings. Well, hangars. How about that?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Try to. How about your hangars? Do you have trouble calling out?
You can't. You got complete trouble.
What do they call it?
Faraday cage.
You know what's funny though? Tom is learning how to argue better. I'm rubbing on.
Yeah, complete every high school. Yeah, I love it. Right.
It's the don't make any sense, just talk.
So you're telling me.
So Tom gets louder when he's writer.
So you're telling me.
That's a good way to start it. In fact, that's the best way to start it.
So you're telling me.
I'll find out how common it is. I know my granddaughter's high school because I got 3 granddaughters that go there and 2 nephews that go there.
Well, it's definitely.
They all said there's
what are you bitching about?
No, I doubt it. I think you really believe that they would build into a high school a block.
K-How.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, back. Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you need real estate, Frank Duran can help you find it. If you're marketing real estate, Frank Duran can help you find it. He's a great guy. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We get, more positive reviews on him than any member of the referral list. And, of course, you always need money to finance these deals, whether it be refinancing or buying or, whatever, home improvements, tapping your equity. We endorse Ideal Home Loans, and they love to help people get out of debt and pay off their home even early or quickly. How do you do it? Let's talk. Brent Ivinson, how do you pay off your home quickly?
Well, here's the thing. Oftentimes when we're looking at consolidating debt, we're creating additional cash flow every month that the borrower didn't have previously. So, now what you can do is obviously put that into your savings account, which will get you ahead. But where you can really get ahead is applying that towards your new home loan, because what you end up doing is accelerating the payoff of your mortgage while saving yourself very easily 6 figures in payments in interest along the way.
God, that's great. And all you have to do is go by the program. And, Brent, don't you guys even help people if they want to use equity to pay off debt to get out of that debt quicker, too?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, we can show you how to lower your effective interest rate on all of your debt and pay your debt off more quickly. It just takes some discipline. It takes a game plan. We can put that all together for you free of charge and show you how to really get ahead financially.
So, it's okay to tap equity if you do it wisely. You should never string these things out, these consumables, for 30 years or so, but they'll show you how to take the portion you're saving to pay off that part of the principal quicker. Give them a call. That's why I call them Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, or idealhomeloans.com. Coming up, more on sleep apnea with Dr. Kevin Barry, TMJ, and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado. But Kim, I'm dying of curiosity. Park It Right. Are you talking about the company Park It Right?
Yes, sir.
We discovered a while ago Park It Right made an agreement with some of these apartment houses. And I don't have a problem, by the way, with parking enforcement. I don't. I think if people are warned, they should be towed. They can be booted, whatever. But in this particular case, we had a big problem with the way Park It Right did it. And that was our only issue, is that we don't feel...
Well, and the owner was an idiot, in my opinion.
Of course. And, and he's been in a bunch of trouble over the years with his towing companies and stuff. But they were basically at this one... What was the name of that... I
forget the name of the complex.
It wasn't Aspen Grove, was it? Something like that? No, it was some kind of apartment complex, and they had no warnings, except at the beginning it says, subject to this and this, but it didn't say where. It didn't have, you can park here, not park here. It was just ridiculous. It was really their opinion on where you can park, and then they would boot it and then tell you had to pay some astronomical amount to get it off. And basically, you're not allowed to just go up to someone's personal property and violate it like they were doing. And we cut the damn thing apart and sent it back to them. And but
allegedly.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. There is nothing wrong with the concept if done properly. So what's going on with you?
My daughter was at her boyfriend's apartment on South Lincoln, and she came out and found her car booted.
Okay.
And their towing company is Park It Right.
And they want how much to take? Did she pay to get it off?
Not yet.
How much did they want?
I haven't got that information from her yet.
It's going to be like $300 or something.
I think it's more, and then they kick back some of the money once you turn in their little yield sign with chains.
But here's the point, okay? Kim, the reason we took the drastic action is because there was no warning anywhere.
Yeah, does her apartment... In fact, we were so sure there was warning. That's how it all started. I went over there because I was positive there'd be warning signs everywhere.
Mark says, okay, I'm sure she's exaggerating. We're going to find some warning signs. And you can see all of this on our YouTube if you search it on our YouTube channel. But here's what I want to know, Kim. Was there a sign that said no parking?
No, she said there it was just a Park It Right sign. That's her towing company.
I know, but are you sure there was? See, I don't know without seeing it.
What this apartment complex, when you drove in, it actually said, see parking rules posted, and there wasn't any.
Right. It said you're subject to booting, and you know, it's okay to be subject to booting and towing, okay? That's where they warned you. But and even if they say see parking rules, Mark, even if they had rules that said park only in designated areas, right?
This one didn't have any.
No, but even if they did, if they said park in designated areas, then what would you expect if they said that? Park in designated areas.
There would be designated areas.
Exactly. And they would have non-designated areas, like no parking. It's logical. This freaking idiot at Park It Right cannot see that point. That one point and that one point alone. Do anything you want, but at least give them a choice. If it says no parking, no parking. I mean, you know, it was pretty clear to Adam and Eve. This tree, you don't eat. That's it. No, not that tree. Every other tree.
Would it be a good idea for her to take pictures?
Yes, plenty. Here's the problem. It's going to take a long time to get this resolved, and we can help you. In fact, I'd like to help you, but I would like you first to pay and get it just so you don't have the charge. Give the thing back, but have photos and witnesses, and then we sue the guy in small claims court because it is simply not right.
Actually, what we do is we sue the apartment complex.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, Kim, are you positive there is nothing anywhere that tells your daughter she has to have a sticker or something?
I don't know.
You better be clear, because I'm telling you, Kim, we're
What's
not going to help
the name of the place?
you. It's okay. It's okay for them to do what they're doing if it is clear, or they have to have a sticker, or no parking here, or guest parking only, and then the guest parking is marked. It's just logical. If they're not warning you, then they're unfairly profiting from this. And I think both are at fault. I think the apartment complex in league with these people at Park It Right. So, you know, what do you think this guy's making at Park It Right, sitting on his ass and just they just remotely, you know, tell you how to remove it, and they give you the code.
How long do they let them sit there with the boot before they tow them?
I don't think they do tow them. I don't know, actually. I don't know.
No, they do. They do if it's so long.
I don't know how long. So, Kim, I would, if I were you, verify everything. So you're convinced there's no warning. Okay, if there's no warning, I think she's going to win in small claims court. Okay, Joanne, what's happening with you?
Oh, Joanne.
Hi.
Yes. My grandson accidentally erased all of our photos for the last 6 or 7 years.
Is it an iPhone?
No.
Thank God it's not.
Well, if it was, Mark, it would be in a recently deleted file that doesn't get deleted for 30 days.
Not if you deleted the recently deleted file.
Yeah, but they don't do that.
iPhones
you
cool
can't
like
get
that,
to it.
Tom.
iPhones are made by Chinese kids that commit suicide in China.
I don't think it was a phone at all, was it, Joanne?
No, it was a camera. It was a digital camera. And he thought he was just going to erase the last photo.
Oh, my God. Is it a memory card?
And he did. Yeah, I do. They said it would cost. I talked to some place today. And
now some of those cards, though,
to $2,700.
Right.
And we don't have that kind of.
Well, it does data recovery if it's even possible. Would they at least tell you if it's possible? That's the whole point.
Yes, it is. It is possible.
Why do they say it's possible? Because I don't think it always is. Why do they say it's possible?
It's not always. Generally, it is.
When I was on the phone with him this morning, he told me to get the little card out. I'm not real digital savvy.
But you did take it out, and don't use it again. Don't use that card again. You know that.
Yeah, I took the card out, and they said I could send it to them, and they'll look at it, and they will give me an estimate.
Where are they?
Going to cost.
Where?
California.
Oh, don't do that. Listen, there's one down right next to Micro Center in the Tech Center. Walk in there with it. I believe they'll give you an estimate.
Wait. Right near the Micro Center?
It's right next to Micro Center. It's not in it. It's been there for years and years and years.
And what do they call themselves, do you know?
I don't remember. I've used them before, on a hard drive.
If I just Google Micro
Well, first,
Center?
no. Don't do any of that right now, because it's not the Micro Center.
No, it's next to it.
But, Joanne, let us do a little work for you, because it doesn't sound like you're familiar. I don't want you to get ripped off. I have a feeling you send this to California, and you're going to be hijacked. I just have that feeling.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, too, but I don't know what I'm doing with this stuff,
All right. Clint, could you call Micro Center and ask for
the name of the
Tom,
joint
I
next
got
door.
it.
No.
It's Data Tech Labs
Yep.
Data Recovery.
That's it. Data Tech. That's it.
But hold on. Also,
Great reviews.
Oh, they do. Good. Okay.
No, they've been around. I'm telling you, they've been there amazingly 15 years.
I was going to ask the Micro Center just if who they use, and they probably use.
They got a clean room. I mean, it's the real deal. But pricing, they should be able to give you a ballpark. But
Right.
I don't know. It can be very expensive.
It's all time related.
Right.
Joanne,
Well,
if they
this
have to
happened on
reknit,
Monday, and he took, I think, 6, 7, or 8 pictures after he deleted, but
many times they have to reknit together the mapping, that the fragments are around the card, and they have to remap, and that literally takes hours and hours and hours.
well,
so,
I can understand that's probably why they gave
and
me
you
a
say
comp
you
of
can't afford it.
$2,700. I mean, $2,700.
Okay, Joanne, no one's listening, but how much could you afford? Because I'm going to tell you straight up if it's even realistic. How much can you afford?
Well, this place that I talked to today,
No, I'm talking you. Just
they would do payments, which is all we can afford.
Okay.
I'm a single senior raising my grandson. I've had him since birth. He's 13 now. And we don't have a lot of...
Okay.
Where's the parents? I'm just curious.
The father may be in jail or dead. He was
Enough said.
meth crack.
And your daughter?
My daughter was a crackhead. She's in California, and she isn't much better than the father. She got out of the drugs, I believe, but she's into alcohol now, and we can't even be around her. It's just him and I, pretty much. It's him and I. And
well, and all of these photos are from when he was just a peanut, right?
Oh yes, yeah. All Christmases, birthdays, Easter. I mean, everything. Boy Scouts, trips, everything.
By the way, you should keep that. I mean, you should never have a card in there like that for all. You should take the card out and put it away in an envelope, and then put another one in whenever you have precious photos, or download them into some other form for storage, for permanent storage.
Thank you so much. I do understand.
So when you get this recovered, what you need to do is not use it. You keep it, not use it. You keep it for your memories.
Right, and just use another card for others.
Right. And you know, it doesn't even have to be that big. I don't know, how big is this card?
Oh, it's a tiny
No,
little thing.
I don't mean physically. Do you know what data size?
Oh, you mean gigabytes?
Yes.
16.
It's not that big, actually. That shouldn't be that expensive. So, call us back, okay? Call us back when you get an estimate. And Suzanne, make sure she gets the name of that again, because I'm not sure she did. We'll make sure. Okay, so as I said, Dr. Kevin Berry, TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado. And here is the deal. I have an email here, and it's just straight up. Is there a ballpark, low to high, on these devices? I knew somebody's going to ask, and I just have to ask you. There has to be a price range. And people, I'm just going to tell you something. There's a price range for stem cell therapy. There's a price range for chiropractic care. There's a price range for surgeries. You know, surgeries are going to be, you know, whatever. A CPAP machine alone can be $7,000. I mean, so everything has a price range. And I knew somebody would ask. So is there a price range?
For my patients, if no insurance is involved, they're paying directly out of their pocket. It's $3,500 for the oral appliance.
That's from beginning to end?
That's for just the oral appliance. That doesn't include x-rays and exams.
Okay, all right. So what about with insurance? What do people pay? It depends on the insurance.
Absolutely.
Well, what's the littlest you've seen people pay?
$500 to $1,000 is kind of around the average of what patients...
Now, we're talking about life-saving therapy, by the way. This is truly nothing to be to joke around about. This is life-saving therapy. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, GenesisTotalExteriors.com for all of your home improvement needs. And you know what you're going to find about them? They're the real deal. So they're going to be busy, and you best wait, because you'll get in now for this good weather stuff coming up. 303-679-8509. Everything from decks to basements to kitchens. 303-679-8509.
This report is brought to you by Match.com.
The big traffic story during...
College hours, the
If I didn't get 3 of those, I wouldn't have mentioned it. But I knew people would talk about it.
3 of what?
The inquiries about price. So I want to know something else. With everything then, sleep study and everything, what is it out of pocket?
2-night sleep study, $395.
Do you need 2 nights? Because I said 1 night. I'm sorry. I only thought you need 1.
You know me. That's kind of the standard. They do a 2-night study for $395 because the data's, they got to have enough data. I think a 1-night study's about 200.
So is it 4,000?
Yeah,
4,000
without any insurance involved.
Ooh, he raised the GDP forecast and hikes rates. So far, good, man. The first time Janet Yellen did this same speech this guy's doing today was a fucking nightmare. Although ultimately, I like Janet Yellen.
You do?
I did. She's gone now, but yeah. The Fed is it's so weird. Just depending on what they say, they can crash the market. She took it over from him in 14. He wasn't exactly super old, so I would assume he is definitely still alive.
He's married to Andrea Mitchell on NBC News.
Oh, I didn't know that. He was a smart man. Janet's a very smart woman. This new guy is very
that
smart.
little plane.
Holy shit.
That's an emergency landing, and he just flipped over on that sand there. That's all he did.
Like to prop it to sand?
Well, whatever. He did a good job, though, didn't he?
Dude, when we bellied up in that Bonanza, I got to tell you.
Was it on pavement?
It was on a runway. Forgot to put the RG down, man. So,
God, you know how
oh yeah, it fucked him up. But I get. Well, no. Okay, so we had a Cessna 172 that didn't have RG. So we had 2 planes, and the stall buzzer on the Cessna sounded just like the fucking alarm for, hey, you don't have your RG down.
See, ours now say, gear up, gear up, gear up. A voice comes on.
This sounded just like the stall buzzer, the stall buzzer in the old Cessna.
We got a forklift with a boom on it. I don't know how many planes we've had to go pick up that they just forgot
but
to gear down.
It was, with the exception of the noise, it was a fucking perfect landing. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then 2 days later, they had to put a prop on it. He flew it out of there to go fix the rest of it in, no, FAA, everybody was out.
Oh, okay. But they get buried for a minute, because if the prop stops from the ground, if it sudden stops, you have to have it torn down and inspect it.
It bent the shit out of it, but I don't think it stopped.
Well, eventually, it did stop, because
it stopped by impact.
It stopped.
Eventually.
Yeah, well, it had to.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But sometimes they have a gear up, and you luck out, literally luck out, and it goes like,
oh, it doesn't hit it?
In a way, and you turn it off really quick, you save the engine. Well, actually, that tear down and inspection.
There was a 210 out there.
There's a lot of money.
Instructor and a pilot in there.
Yeah, but insurance covered
some
of it.
Didn't know it. They were sitting there rolling up their headsets. They thought they had a flat tire from the noise they heard.
People were
sitting there and didn't know it.
I saw a military plane one day. Oh, wait, he's not up there. He's at
GDP. What do you mean GDP?
What do you mean?
Joe Thibodeau.
What does GDP mean?
Right here.
It is so common.
What does that mean?
Gross domestic product.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Victor has a question on sleep apnea. Go ahead, Victor. What's happening?
Yes, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea about 10 years ago.
And how were you diagnosed? I'm just curious what brought that on.
Went to Rose Medical and had a sleepover.
But why? I'm just curious. What brought it up?
DOT physical.
Oh, okay. They suspected you had it, and you went to a sleep study.
I don't get it. So why, though? Why? I'm just curious about that.
Yes,
they're afraid you're going to fall asleep?
I always wonder, how does it come up to begin with? Did you tell them?
They give you a form that you fill out of your anything physical or any injuries and whatever,
right.
And then if you mark one of them, like do you fall asleep at meetings, or are you in a movie, or
gotcha.
And do you snore? And when I put snore, because I mean, you know, when you're tired, you're going to snore.
Yeah.
And that's what triggered it. And so he told me, well, I need to send you over there before I can okay the DOT.
Okay, so now, did they say how severe it was back then?
Yes, it was pretty bad. As a matter of fact, they gave me a sleep machine that I had to call somebody to...
Do you use it?
Rent it. No, actually, I didn't because I had that Darth Vader sound when I was trying to get some sleep.
Listen, I hate it too. I never used mine, a couple times. So anyway, what's the question?
Well, the question is, you were talking about the other thing that goes with the sleep apnea, and what they told me that I had was a kicking syndrome with it.
Restless legs.
Yeah, restless leg, and they said it was...
What is that? What is a Jimmy leg thing? Technically, seriously, what is that?
I thought it was something made up to sell drugs, but I don't know. People say...
Is it real?
I mean, people say it is.
Kramer had it.
People say it is. They kick like crazy, and it's like involuntary in their sleep. Is that what was going on with you, Victor?
Yeah, what I have is it seems like I feel like a nerve, like twitching, and what it does is it makes me extend my leg out while I'm trying to get some sleep. So rarely I get 5 hours of sleep when it's been going on for years, you know. And I didn't know if that was probably what was keeping me awake, plus I'm a little overweight, and like I said, without enough sleep, I'm sure I'm way up there and diagnosed.
So, you want to know what then?
And I wanted to know if that plate that you were talking about, does that work for that particular thing that I got?
The mouthpiece.
Yeah, the twitching.
Would it help? Oh, well, first of all, do you find a combination of sleep apnea and restless leg?
Yeah, you see it a lot in patients, and you're not going to get an apnea diagnosis if you just have the restless leg syndrome.
No, but he has apnea, and
right.
You'd have to do another study.
Okay.
And then here's the thing: if he's asking if he treats his sleep apnea with this mouthpiece, does the apnea cause those restless legs? Could that restless leg possibly go away?
It could possibly go away, but you got to have the right diagnosis if it's true restless leg syndrome or if you're just twitching from waking up from the sleep apnea.
What is true restless leg syndrome, Doc?
Inability to keep your legs from holding still while you're sleeping.
Isn't there a drug?
It's the Jimmy legs.
Yeah, it can be. It can be an iron deficiency. It can be other deficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a proper diagnosis of it. You know.
Do you still have that, Victor?
Yes, that's my question. Is that I know that I still got sleep apnea, and they say because my neck is pretty thick.
And you have to have that. Well, you have to have it treated anyway, even if it doesn't help your restless legs.
Right, but then the reason that I was asking is because, like he said, without I didn't want nothing to. Because I roll over on my sides and my back and my belly and back and forth, and so really so I really get under 5 hours of sleep a day. That's weekends, and probably the only way I get good sleep is if I had a few beers,
We get it. So the answer is he doesn't know. Sometimes it goes away. Sometimes if it's caused by it, it will go away. If not, you may have two separate problems.
Okay.
But here's the deal. On the nights you don't have apnea, has your wife told you that you're kicking?
Well, yeah, I feel it because when I'm trying to get some sleep and I'm relaxed, I want to, I try to go to sleep early, and I can feel like a nerve, like it kind of tingles, like
crazy.
Well, not tingle, but it kind of feels like a how do you say? Like a funny bone.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like a shock, one of those funny bone shocks.
I always thought it was phony baloney, man. This is crazy.
Well, Mark, I thought it was a marketing thing too. Restless legs. I said, oh, now what are they going to do? They're going to give a name to something.
Yeah, restless arm. Who cares?
And they start treating it, but so many people claim to have it. Hey, Devin, what's happening? You have an idea for this woman with the deleted photos?
Yeah, there's a free software out there called Recover.
It's called Recover.
Yeah, like Recover, but kind of Eastern, R-E-C-U-V-A.
Recover. Oh, and so what about it? Do you think it'll work?
It's made specifically for digital cards, multimedia devices, usually SD cards. So give it a try. It's free.
Well, the only problem with stuff like that is you can make things worse.
Yeah, that's a risk. It can't get any worse than it is now.
Well, yeah, with no money. You know what? He makes a good point. Or she just keeps it for a long time in a safe and she saves up some money.
Yeah.
They'll give her a free estimate down there at whatever it was called.
Yeah, thank you very much, Devin. I wonder how those third-party apps work.
I've used some back in my computer days. Way back then, you could take a hard drive. Now, I don't know about these memory cards. We didn't have them back then. But you could recover things that were wiped off of it, unless if it was low-level formatted. But it would take, you know, back then a 20 megabyte or 20 gigabyte, whatever hard drive. Oh, my God, man. It would run for 48 hours on this low-level thing to put it back together.
Joanne, if you're listening, well, if she's listening, then she heard it. But that's off her. I was going to say, if you're listening, call back and we'll...
And if you're not listening,
what about the email, Tom? We have somebody offering to do it for free.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Suzanne.
that's what I sent you,
I'm sorry.
Tom.
I didn't know that's what the email was. I thought you
Yeah.
were... Okay, so that's the email. You wanted her to call back because we have somebody who wants to help.
Very cool.
Okay, that's cool because, yeah, so why don't you call back, Joanne? And we don't know anything about this person, but he is offering to help, so... Cool. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, and
we need to check in on our the kid that was getting a job. Remember, I was going to give him $200 if he went. We got to check in on that.
It's not been a month yet. No.
Oh.
Hey, Brett.
Yes.
What's going on with the cops? What's happening?
Hey, so it's hit and run last month in February.
What were the conditions?
Who'd you hit?
He is at fault. He ran into me. We were on Market Street going through Spear. I was getting in the left lane from the center lane.
Yes.
He was in the left turning lane, and then I was, got into the lane, ran into me. So we got out, started chatting.
Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you started chatting, and what happened?
We agreed to go to a parking lot about 10 yards in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, the guy was driving a BMW. His wife and kids were in the car. I didn't think I needed to be on my game.
Yeah.
This is my fault for not getting his, license plate information.
Yeah.
But I went up and parked, and then he was gone. And so now I'm going to the cops.
What are the cops doing? Did you, wait a minute. Was he around long enough? The cops were not there yet. You were still just talking to him. Did you write down the number or memorize the car or anything about him?
I know about the car, and I could physically describe him, yes.
And what about the car? Did you get the plate number? That's all we need.
No, I did not get the plate number.
Doggone it.
Yeah.
So what do you want now? I mean, there's almost nothing you can do about it. I mean, not almost. I can think of nothing that will help you. I mean, if you're in an accident, okay, traffic cams would be something, but man, that takes almost an act of Congress to get a hold of that. What else could there be?
That's what I'm dealing with. They told me that actually the traffic cams are just live feed, and you cannot, rewind them and go back.
Well, of course you can. They do it all the time when they need it for crimes. What do you mean you can? If they won't, of course, they won't. But I think in a legal case they would, but you don't have anyone to bring a legal case against. It's really too bad. I mean, there's really nothing you can do. There were no witnesses. And how bad is the damage?
It was $3,600.
$3,600. And the guy just left. Did you see him leaving?
I pulled into it. It was really busy. It was Saturday night. This is in the heart of Denver on Market and Spear. So it's just hectic. There's a lot of chaos going on. I pulled over. I thought he was behind me. I saw lights pull in, and then it wasn't him who pulled in.
Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, if anyone has an idea, other than traffic cams, I really can't think of anything. I can't. Mike, what is your comment on sleep apnea?
Yeah, Tom, I'm 53 years old, and I suffered bad from it. When I originally went in for the test,
yes,
they literally woke me up before I was even done and said, "You have it so bad, we don't even need to finish this test. You need surgery. Tomorrow you're dying." So I had 3 different surgeries.
I mean, surgery? Now, yeah, Doc, why are you shaking your head like that? Have you ever heard of that being that bad?
Even a severe apnea patient stopping, 100 times an hour, they're gonna put you on a trial CPAP therapy. That's the #1 recommended treatment, not surgery.
They would not go straight to surgery?
That's exactly what they did to me.
And what?
They cut
Wait a minute.
everything out of my throat, and they cut all my turbinates out of my nose. They
Holy
really ruined me. Yeah.
Holy crap! Doc
So
is.
listen to this. So
he's mortified.
After I went through all the surgeries, I still suffered for this.
All right, hold on, and we'll come back to you because this sounds like almost too hard to believe. Okay, so hang on. If you are caring for a loved one, they're getting up in age. If you're getting up in age, if you're looking for assisted living, go to a place that was specifically designed for assisted living. Not a place converted, not a hospital-like nursing home, not a place that costs $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month. For between $4,000 and $5,000, this monthly payment includes everything: meals and snacks and activities and the patios and large yards and the spacious bathrooms. They have specialized care for Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory care if you need it. These are group homes, assisted living homes. You can live as a couple together if you'd like. You can have a private room. You can bring your own furniture or use theirs. You can even have pets in certain circumstances. Give them a call, 303-795-0784. It is a rare occasion that they have openings because these are way cheaper than nursing homes and way better, and they're wonderful facilities. 303-795-0784. It's Golden Orchard, okay? GoldenOrchard.com.
Is Denver saying this Austin bomber, remember he blew himself up? The cops are warning that he might have sent out fucking more packages everywhere.
Do they have any idea? Look how young he looks.
He's a child. He's 22 years old. FoxNews.com.
Real bad video except I had some taken.
He was troubled. Why would you hurt him?
And it doesn't sound like he had a good relationship with his dad.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a reduction.
Yeah.
He had 30 hours of college credit. He was taking some time to figure out what he wants to do.
Not being able to breathe through your nose takes years off life because you start nitric oxide.
Well, you also start digging into his
nitric
Facebook.
oxide
He's on Facebook.
starts the nose, that increases
There's
all kinds of reasons to breathe through the nose. But for them to just take you straight to surgery is it's 10% success rate on surgeries.
Really? Wow.
You get more scar tissue and closing down and problems eating. And they used to do a lot of surgery. The only surgery that works for sleep apnea is you cut the top jaw and bottom jaw and bring everything forward. I wouldn't do that on my worst enemy.
My brother-in-law had surgery for that. I don't know what they did. I could ask him.
They did not cure his apnea. They may have
His
cured
fatal mistake was when he walked into the FedEx office to mail the package.
I'm sure he was on a...
They got surveillance video of him in his SUV.
Different between nervous habits.
Leading to the identification of the license plate. Ultimately, the bomber himself.
Okay. So they got that. So he sent it through FedEx.
He walked into one of these FedEx stores,
What that was, they chopped
and that's where they ultimately got him.
Yeah, okay.
Which is kind of weird.
Is Kim the one that I had?
Seems kind of stupid.
Of course, I had all
Right? The Unabomber was much worse. Actually, they did that video.
Is Kim Thomas the one that...
They did it way back when.
There was some video.
And it was
on
mail. They don't track really where it comes from.
But I literally froze to the
Like
floor.
FedEx, you can track everywhere it's at.
You know, right foot, left foot not working, and I go to get out, my foot was frozen to the floor, and so I fell.
Manifesto doesn't have to
I went to the bucket of Bobcat.
It could be good.
Face first.
One of the
broken
sleep apnea.
Orbital,
play the didgeridoo.
The didgeridoo.
These are crowns. They're not
I'm gonna get
crowns and implants.
That's one big instrument, brother.
When they
I'll play it here for you guys.
And I had that
They're great.
I know they did something.
Yeah, they redo. It's pretty cool. You see them on Craigslist every now and then.
Yeah, oh god,
I'm
that was
gonna
amazing.
come in with this mud.
Do you have a picture of a didgeridoo? They're huge.
That's the CPAP machine, and they can different noise.
Well, some are like massive.
Oh, you get used to it.
That's what I think. It's just
Didgeridoo.
They suck.
Oh my god, yeah, they used to.
Now
that's a didgeridoo. Who are the best didgeridoo players in the world? Well, I'm sure he's towards the top.
Oh yeah. Well, and I've had
One, that's it. It doesn't matter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay, Mike, what did you have about sleep apnea? What's going on?
Yeah, Tom, I just wanted to recap. I just wanted to tell you that it was about 15 years ago.
Oh, this is the one with surgery. Hold on. This is what I want to say. I said we'd come right back to you. Dr. Kevin Berry, he is astounded that you would go straight to surgery without even trying a CPAP, why they would recommend surgery. So I need to ask you something. They said to you, you have such severe apnea, we recommend surgery immediately.
Yes.
And how immediate?
They scheduled me, I think I was diagnosed, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a month.
That is
and I had the surgery.
That is weird. That is too weird.
And then after I had the first surgery, I was still suffering, and then they did another nose surgery telling me that was the issue. So I had 3 surgeries, literally all at once.
You might want to get a new doctor.
So what happened is I had all these surgeries, okay, and I was still suffering from the same symptoms. And like this other gentleman, I had restless leg syndrome. I couldn't even relax at night. So I went round and round. You know what I ended up doing? I changed my diet.
And what happened?
Pop and cake. And
how much did all this surgery cost you?
Was it the weight loss or was it the actual diet?
No, I'm skinny. I'm healthy. I've always been healthy.
Well, no, wait. What did all this cost?
I don't even know.
Yeah, insurance.
My wife worked for Time Warner at the time, and she had a great insurance plan.
I'll tell you, man,
bam.
It's bordering unethical what they did.
Yeah.
How long ago?
That's the way I feel.
How long ago?
And then this was I don't know, 15 years plus.
Yeah, it's way too
long.
long.
And the thing is that they didn't have the new technology with the CPAP. It was all this uncomfortable strap around your head. You had to wear it kind of tight. There would have been no way.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't like the newer stuff. I understand. Wow, that is.
Have you had a follow-up sleep study to make sure you're treated?
Mike, did you have a follow-up sleep study?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They said I'm cured. I no longer have.
Well,
they told me I would never be cured. And
hold on,
I'm cured.
I've never heard of being cured to begin with. I mean, you're being treated,
right.
But they said you're cured.
Yeah, I'm done. I no longer have any sleep apnea symptoms. And you know what I did? I changed my diet. So that's what I'm calling for.
Okay.
Change your diet.
Here's what I'm thinking. You never had it to begin with. That's what I'm thinking. Honest to God, I'm thinking you never had it to begin with. You had something else interfering with your sleep. And something else causing problems. And then what you did was great, by the way. Now, Mike says, I've had 3 surgeries for sleep apnea as well. Mike, when did you have your surgeries?
About 15 years ago, right here in the Denver metro area. Yeah, I did a sleep test.
Hold on, I want to know. Wait a minute. Suzanne, find out the name of the facility that did it with Mike. And I want to find out this, Mike. Did he hang up already?
I'm still here.
Mike on line 4, is he still there? Ask him what facility it was. Okay, let's find out. You're the other Mike. I want to find both of you. It was both 15 years ago. He doesn't know the name of the facility? Ah, doggone it. Okay.
I know the name of the doctor.
What was it? Or what is it?
You want to know the name of the doctor? Culberson.
Yeah. Okay.
I had a deviated septum, a uvula removed, and my tonsils all at the same time.
Well, tonsillectomy is okay. A tonsil, well, listen, deviated septum. I had mine treated. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if you had tonsils, okay, that wasn't just for sleep apnea.
What was the symptoms of that for you, Tom?
For what?
The deviated septum. What is it? What?
It's a permanent. You just breathe in one nostril. That's it, period.
That's how it was forever. Didn't matter if you were laying down, sitting up, whatever.
No, that's it. I just had one completely blocked.
Got it.
And constant sinus infections, constant. You know, so
I still suffer from great sinus infections. It got worse.
Now wait a minute.
It almost killed me.
Why?
Almost killed me.
Why did it almost kill you?
The whatever they put in my sinus cavity collapsed, and it put severe pressure on my on a nerve in my brain. It felt like there was a knife for 2 weeks, and they were resisting giving me the amount of drugs that it was needing to curb the pain. And it was a horrible.
How are you doing now?
If I go swimming, I'll leak water out of my nose for up to a week if I just bend over. It just pours out.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! All right. Well, thanks both of you. 303-713-8255. Luke, what's happening? Luke?
Yes.
What's going on with you?
Hi, Mr. Martino. Thanks for taking my call. I approached an attorney the other day to draw up a lease.
Yeah.
He said he had to have $1,000 up front, so I sent it to him. The other day...
Wait a minute. Did you ever meet the attorney, or did you just call him?
I just called him.
And you sent him blindly $1,000?
Well, I had met him in person before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the deal then? What's the problem part?
Well, he sends a check back for $500. I call him and said, "Hey, where's the bill? I want to see an itemized bill."
Well, hold on.
I can't.
You sent him $1,000, and what did he do for you?
Well, at
or
my
what
request,
does he? Yeah, what were you asking him to do? I mean,
draw up a lease.
Okay.
And he finally, at my request, sent me a lease in an email.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't tailored for my specific situation.
Okay.
So at one point, he sends this check back for $500. And my first issue was, I need an itemized check.
And you,
bill.
by the way, you are entitled to it.
Yes. Well, I've talked to him 3 times. I can't get a bill from him.
You know what?
Well, I don't know about itemized, but he's entitled to the hours the guy worked on it.
Yeah, he's entitled to an itemized...
Yeah, I don't know if that's what he's asking
No, but
for.
hold on. There's something else. He has to keep that money in a trust account, and that trust account, the Bar Association... you can complain. This guy, it's a fee dispute committee. This guy is in violation of everything. What's the name of this attorney to begin with?
You know, the gal asked me that, and I can't remember. I'm not at the house.
How long ago was it?
Well, when we entered, it was probably last year in November.
And he has kept. He charged you $500, and he sent you a lease. Well, okay. Can he argue that he drew up a lease?
No, he can't, because when I called him about why he sent a check out of nowhere, and I said, the lease he sent is not tailored for my specific situation. He says, well, I just start with that, and then I have to adjust it to fit what your situation is. And I said, well, how'd you come up with $500? When I asked you what it was going to cost, you said whatever time it would take. Now you're telling me you sent me a canned lease. He goes, well, way back, years ago when I got out of law school, I just drew up, I crafted this lease. And
he's full of crap. I would go to the fee dispute
I
committee.
Everyone the same fee. He said I did not charge
the fee dispute committee with the Bar Association. They don't take this lightly.
Yeah, good. Well, my next question, and the last one is, Tom, if I deposit or cash the $500 check by that action, do I agree with his accounting?
No, there are no restrictive endorsements. People are always under the impression the other way around too. Well, they accepted it, so they must have really agreed to it.
He had some kind of canned lease, sells it to this guy for $500, then he's going to charge him to do the other stuff.
Listen, go get the guy's name. If you want, you go to the fee dispute committee at the bar, you go to small claims court, number 2, and number 3, you let us call him, because we'll call him out on the carpet, because attorneys that do this are dirtbags.
It reminds me of on sleazbrigade.com, the guy that sold the free logo.
Right. Oh, we have that. You guys got to check out sleazbrigade.com. Okay, so listen, we've been talking about these seminars for Become the Banker. Now, a lot of people do this overfunding of life insurance to grow tax-free, so they can build up a nest egg, and some of them build up a nest egg to borrow for college. And here's the good part. If you do this for your kids, or they do it for themselves, and you don't pay back the loan, the death benefit pays it back. Or you can pay it back and keep it going for retirement, whatever you want to do. So how do they use it for college, Jordan?
Well, the beautiful benefit is if they're able to stuff it in the life insurance policy, it actually hides the money from financial aid forms. So it actually helps students.
Oh my God, it's not counted against you.
It's not counted against you, unlike 529
Holy
plans,
crap.
which are. Those education plans do count against you.
Do you know, I never knew that. So if you have an overfunded life insurance policy, it literally is not counted on your financial aid form.
you got it. And that's one of the best benefits right there. Not only that, though, it's guaranteed to grow at that guaranteed interest rate of 4%, so it's not going to be tied to the stock market like a lot of those 529 plans are. And the other thing is, students want flexibility. Nowadays, if you get a full ride scholarship, let's say a parent starts a 529 plan on a child and they get a full ride. Well, guess what? They're going to get penalized if they don't use it for education.
Right. This can be used for anything.
The Become the Banker plan can be used for anything. So
and it can be in their name, so they can actually have the life insurance for themselves the rest of their lives. So you start it when they're young, they use it for college, and then keep it going for the rest of their lives. Listen, people, this is a great, conservative, solid investment for college or other things. Retirement, give them a call, 303-779-6600 to find out about a seminar, or just get a personal presentation, 779-6600, or becomethebanker.org. And my video that explains it all, I'd like your opinion on that, honest to God, becomethebanker.info.
This report is brought to you by Match.com.
He's got a new crash on I-25 headed.
I couldn't breathe out either side. Mine was miserable.
My son was both
God, I remember being miserable for about a week.
Oh my gosh!
Here's what happens to me. If I sleep with my head this way I don't. When I turn over in the middle of the night and go this way, I'm stuck in shit. So how do you get rid of that?
Mine was probably about 10.
The surgery did nothing.
Well, I'm sure glad I had it done.
Almost the exact symptoms.
Oh, yeah. It's only one direction. And then during the day when I'm up and about,
I'm still not perfect. Believe it or not, it didn't go back, but I don't feel as well as I did the first few years afterwards. Something happened. I don't think it shifted back because they literally carved the cartilage out of it.
If I sleep this way, I can sleep all night long, breathing through my nose perfectly. In the middle of the night when I switch and lay on this side of my head, I get stuffed up within 10 minutes. It's absolutely crazy.
He also drilled more holes in my sinuses. He said I
might live with it compared to drilling holes in my face.
Well, you got it right on the outside.
He opened up my sinus.
Yeah, between the nose and
the rubber hose.
It's just you got to have air that goes in through the sinus and through the nose.
But my
how much
nose,
did they spend, or just
my nose used to be crooked, and it straightened it out.
Look at
I broke my nose
gosh,
twice.
this guy
and when he fixed it, it was straight.
What happened to me? I broke my nose.
Who's that?
I don't even know what
before that.
I did too, but I had a devious symptom before that, but that was finally the excuse.
Ellen, who's cussing?
Who are they talking about?
No idea.
Who cusses more than me?
No one, not me.
Well, according to Ellen, someone does. Oh, it's probably you.
Yeah, of course it's you. No.
Has he been cussing a lot today? He cusses so much downstairs, I don't even realize.
I'm offended.
He uses words that, oh my God. Remember,
make a sailor blush.
Sometimes he cusses in multiple languages.
The scar tissue builds up on the terminates, right? Yeah, that's
the surgical site where they cut it.
Yes, that's what I remember him telling me about that.
Suzanne, David has not been on the log at all.
I sold it, buddy.
Period. That's not our problem.
Yeah. He should go, I should tell him to go through.
Okay, you got that? You better. This is wrong. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rat him out.
You're misunderstanding.
I know. I just read it. I'm gonna send an email because he needs a new rep. He needs someone.
He does, but the whole point is he's asking me. I said you need to get with your rep, and that was his
I'm gonna help him.
back.
I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna write him. I'm going to put David on a blind return, and I'm going to send a copy to Mark, and then I'm going to send it to Jesse.
But you're emailing David, right? I'm going to let him know you're going to be in touch.
He'll get it because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Can you do this? Doc.
They
say you're cussing a lot. The doc's not cussing. He hasn't said one cuss word.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Wink and Wink are attorneys. I hope you never need. They're bankruptcy attorneys. You know what they're for? They're for, in my opinion, for when the stuff hits the fan that you have no control over. I don't go for these people that plan these bankruptcies and spend money like crazy. But you know what? Unfortunately, the laws are for everyone. But Wink and Wink have handled so many people who have had deaths in the family, unemployment, divorce, things unforeseen, and they help you. They'll help you reorganize and get a fresh start. Chapter 13 or Chapter 7. 303-410-1720. 410-1720, winkandwink.com. All right. Thank you for being here. Dr. Barry, I want to tell people when you're not here, 303-691-0267, TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado. And you can find them on our referral list at referralist.com. Luke, you have another question. You get the name of the attorney, though, and we're going to do a three-prong attack. We're going to go after him. Hold on. We're going to go after him. You're going to do a small claims court, and you're going to complain to the Fee Dispute Committee for the Denver Bar Association and that, or the Colorado Bar, whichever one. And then this is for a guy who took money in trust and only returned part of it, and you don't have a detailed billing. What else did you have?
Tom, before I initiate with the bar, should I send him a certified letter and give him like?
You already asked him. It's been going on a year.
I'd drop in an email maybe.
You can do what you want.
Ain't gonna hurt.
You don't have to. You've already been screwing around with this guy enough.
Well, I have, but I just thought when I approached the bar, I wanted some sort of proof that he won't give me a bill of any kind.
Well, you don't have one. Hey, listen, you're the consumer. You do what you want, but I don't think you have to go through that. But you can say this. All right, why don't you email him or whatever? I've contacted Tom Martino. I'm going to go to the bar, and I'm going to go to small claims court unless I get an accounting and I agree with it. So do it within 3 days, or this is what happens. 3 days, give them, and then.
You know, I went a little soft on something.
Yeah.
I sued yesterday, and we had served. Hopefully the server got through to him. But Total Comfort Heating, you know what I went after him for?
What?
Well, I figured in small claims court I'm going to go after him for using...
we had the statute of repose.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and charge them what they should have paid us directly. But if there's an issue with that, I'm going to go after the $1,000 a day for use of the logo. So we'll see if they do the smart thing. But knowing how they ripped off that last guy, in my opinion, I doubt they'll do the smart thing.
That's why we're going after him. They ripped off this consumer. Okay, Virgil, you used the data recovery place next to Micro Center that we recommended to that other woman, that elderly woman, raising her grandson. What did you think about them?
Hey, they are great.
Oh,
I had a flash drive. I just broke the thing off.
Uh-oh.
And
they were able to recover that?
I took it in there, and I got an estimate on it within 10 minutes. When the guy took it in the back room, he came back. He says, "We can recover this." And I think it was $70 is what they charged.
That is excellent.
It was worth it to me because my whole livelihood was...
I never thought about that. If it's physically damaged, they can do it. That's cool.
Yeah. Rob, you have some road closures affecting your business?
Yes. Right now, this is actually the fourth time over the last 2 years that they've shut the road down in front of our business.
What is the road?
It's 29th Street, and Denver Water is doing a water project through Wheatridge. And our business is down 75% right now.
But what can you do about it, though, in a nutshell?
That's what we're asking. Is there any type of law that...
I don't know of anything.
I went through eminent domain in a build-out to where people had to go 4 miles off the beaten path to get to me. This Brothers Barbecue down here on Arapahoe, my God, you couldn't get to them for a year when they were widening that bridge.
Rob,
we're going to have to lay people off.
God, it's that bad.
Oh, yeah, our business is down 75%.
Can they, is it totally closed? Can they do anything to make it easier?
There's one lane going westbound, so no one can reach us eastbound.
Oh, man. Hold on. You know, Suzanne, we're not going to just let this go for a sec. I want to look into it. Get his number, and let's get him on the show tomorrow morning. We want to get you first up. I really want to explore this. You know, think about that, Mark. That's not right. They could ruin his entire business.
Happens all the time.
All right, now,
Lakewood Electric happened to.
TMJ and Sleep Therapy Center of Colorado, 303-691-0267.
And they're widening county lines. No, they're widening county lines. Business shut down.
Oh, forever. Brothers Barbecue over there was a pain in the ass.
I remember that.
The gas station next door, a gas station, they took away their front entry right off Arapahoe. Now you got to go around the side. Probably cut their business in half forever.
Mark, you're right.
Friday and Monday, all of the in-houses are normal.